It's a Woodland Hills Football Friday here in Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania at the Wolverina. Hi, I'm Eric Shuley, along with Jim Shuley on the call for you tonight with the Woodland Hills Football Network as we get set to bring you more non-conference action between the Penn-Trafford Warriors and our Woodland Hills Wolverines. Last week, Woodland Hills put off a nice victory against the Gateway Gators, 27-0. Of course, Gateway was playing without quarterback Brad Birch, but it did not matter in terms of running the ball as Gateway was unable to put together an effective running game. Woodland Hills defense shut them down, and the offense did a lot, especially Scoop Smith. A couple big touchdowns for Scoop, and Woodland Hills ran away with that one. Penn-Trafford, on the other hand, suffered a tough defeat to McKeesport, 17-7, and they start their year 0-2 after a first game loss to Cannon McMillan, 14-0 at home. But Penn-Trafford was in both of those games, and as we know, they are a tough team to deal with year in and year out.
They sure are, Eric, and had a little sprinkle earlier, and now it seems as though we had some clearance, and the lights are on here at the Wolverina for the matchup between the visiting Penn-Trafford Warriors and the Woodland Hills Wolverines.
Nice to see head coach Brian Tarrant get his first win last week as a Wolverine. The captains met, and Woodland Hills will receive. Warriors are ready to kick it off. Carl Heller, squib kick to start things off. Picked up by Amir Brown. Carries it to the right side. He's got a hole. He's got a couple blocks out to the 30, the 35, the 40. The 45 headed to the sideline is Brown. He gets taken down along the sideline there by Penn-Trafford, Ben Grabowski. Good return for the Wolverines.
Sure was. Made a cut right at about the 30-yard line. Was able to put another 50 yards onto the play. Found that little seam in the special teams defense for Penn-Trafford.
Sophomore starting quarterback Cam Walter comes out here for the Wolverines as they will start their drive in great field position at the Penn-Trafford 45. Walter starts in the pistol with Brandon Jones behind. Split out wide left, Nico Andrews and Scoop Smith. Two receivers to Walter's right. Walter takes the pistol snap, give up the middle to Jones. Nothing doing there. Maybe a gain of one.
Close things up really quickly there. Did the Penn-Trafford Warriors. And that is going to make it second down and 10.
Looks like they may have given the Wolverines a yard there, so it may get second and 9.
Forward progress for a yard at best.
Looks like we may have to have an early timeout here. Some miscommunication by the Wolverines offense there. Wanted to come out in the power pistol. Looked like Jaden Estes didn't know where he was supposed to be there. So we'll have an early timeout here. And as we talked about, last non-conference game until conference play starts for the Wolverines as they head to North Hills next week. But this is a big one. You know, Woodland Hills has had trouble against Penn-Trafford in the past. Since 2004, Woodland Hills only 1-6 against Penn-Trafford. Such a good record against many teams, but if there's a team that has the Wolverines' number, it's Penn-Trafford.
Yeah, and some of those wins, Eric, by lopsided scores. So, indeed, that is true. Penn-Trafford has had the Wolverines' number, but another year here, another game, and things tend to turn around.
Yeah, last year was a tough one for the Wolverines on the road at Warrior Stadium. Lost that game 48-14. Was the first start for quarterback then at the time freshman Cam Walter. Now a sophomore, has a year under his belt. A little more comfortable back there. So the Wolverines come out in that same formation, power pistol. Walter takes the snap. He's going to give it to Jones again up the middle. Breaks a couple tackle there to Jones. Nice run there by Brandon Jones to get up to the 35-yard line. Depending on the spot, it could be a first down, and they are going to move the sticks. First down, Wolverines. Nice run by Brandon Jones. Couldn't tell if that was Tomasevic on the tackle.
I was able to bounce off a couple of tacklers and looked like the play was going for very little, but Brandon Jones was able to make something out of nothing there and gets a first down for the Wolverines.
So two running plays to start off for Woodland Hills. Total gain of 10 yards on the 2 runs. Walter in the pistol. 2 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. Fakes the give, tosses it out to Scoop Smith. Has a couple blocks. Nowhere to really go for Scoop, but he still is able to get a few yards there as he gets up about a gain of 7 as he was able to scoot forward for a few extra there.
He was able to cut the corner there, stay in bounds, and does get a very productive first down. Sending signals out for a second down and about 3. Scoop able to turn the corner.
3 touchdowns last week for Scoop Smith, always a major weapon with the ball in his hands. Wolverines back in that power pistol. George Hill directly to Cam Walter's right. Brandon Jones behind Walter. Cam Walter takes the snap. Give to Jones. Nowhere to go. Blown up quickly by Penn-Trafford. Number 56, Matthew Sarnowski, saw that one coming as the Wolverines are trying to get this running game going, but it hasn't been too effective early on a couple runs.
No, with the exception of the Jones run in this same set of downs.
Thought that might be a nice opportunity for the Wolverines to open it up on a 2nd and 4, as they are in 4-down territory here. They try to go for the run there and unable to gain any yardage there, the Wolverines. So 3rd and 4 for Woodland Hills at the 29-yard line. Walter in the pistol. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start on Woodland Hills.
Yeah, Penn-Trafford defense doing some shifting into the gaps and made the line of the Wolverines maybe just a little too anxious to get the ball snapped. So now it comes up to a long 3rd down situation. Still 4-down territory.
I believe it actually was a delay of game.
Delay of game, they called?
I apologize. I thought it was a false start based on the stunt by the defensive line. However, I believe it was a delay of game on the Wolverines, getting used to this new play clock on either side of the field. So 3rd and long for the Wolverines. Walter in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's got some time. He has a man along the far side, and it is dropped by the Wolverines. Just a nice throw. Nico Andrews unable to look it in, and that's a tough break for Woodland Hills because Andrews had room to run, and that certainly would have been a first down.
Yeah, he may have taken his eye off the ball just a little too quickly, or possibly, Eric, concerned whether or not he was in bounds at the time, but he certainly was by a good yard or so, and just could not bring in the throw.
So the Wolverines will be forced to punt. After great starting field position, Penn-Trafford has to feel great about that, stopping the Wolverines. Jacob Mraz back to punt. He drops the ball on the snap. He's able to get a punt away, but nothing really there. If you go back in hindsight, of course, you wish you would have just gone for it there. You never know what's going to happen, but tough start for the Wolverines as they have great field position, unable to really do anything on the first drive, and then Mraz unable to handle the snap and a bad punt, and Penn-Trafford will start with pretty good field position.
That's a shame. The Wolverines, after that great return of the kickoff, really only picked up about 20 yards after that. And most of that was done on first down when they had the ball in the defense's territory.
Penn-Trafford starts on the pistol. Starting quarterback Johnny Louver. Give to Tasso Whipple. He breaks a tackle. Nice gain for Whipple over the right side there. Brought down on the play by Brandon Jones.
Good low tackle there by Jones. Getting up about almost 4 yards.
Ball at the 31-yard line. It's Penn-Trafford. 2nd down and about 6. Switch of quarterbacks here to Ben Grabowski, the freshman. On the give to Whipple again. Breaks a few tackles, arm tackles by the Wolverines. Can't get it done. And Whipple taken down at about the 46-yard line. Big gain. And that's something that we thought about before this game, that Woodland Hills would have to control the run game. Penn-Trafford, a run-heavy team. They have a fantastic offensive line led by Army commit Zachary Tomasevich at right tackle. And now Brandon Jones down for the Wolverines, and that's not somebody you want to see down with an injury.
Not as much action as he sees going both ways. Jones on the tackle. A little awkward on the way he came down on the sideline nearest to us. Again, we have those possible cramp situations on a hot late summer's evening at the Wolverina. A little over 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. This is the first possession of the game for the Warriors.
Brennan Jones hobbling over to the sideline, actually just jumping over with some help, and that's not something you want to see if you're a Wolverine fan, but hopefully they can shake that off and get control of this Penn-Trafford running game here. Louver back at quarterback in the pistol formation with Whipple behind him. Sends Jolly in motion. The give to Whipple again, and another big gain for Penn-Trafford. Isaiah Ramsey can't bring him down. Whipple still on his feet, gets pushed out of bounds by Zykir Moore. Another first down for Penn-Trafford.
Once he was able to turn the corner, there was really no one there, Eric. It was just nothing but green out there, and he was able to make a very nice gain.
Up to the 32-yard line for Penn-Trafford as they get a fresh set of downs and just all over the Wolverines' defense right now with this running game. Johnny Louver in the pistol. Another give to Whipple. Brought down quickly by the Wolverines there, only for about a gain of 1. Nice job by the defensive front of Woodland Hills. Looked like Andre Smith, Michon Rose in on the tackle there.
Wolverines swarming there and able to pick up the running back for very little gain.
1 yard gain. As tight end Mark Jolly hobbles off the field. 2nd and 9 for Penn-Trafford. Shotgun formation. 2 sidecars for Louver. Takes the snap. It's going to be pass. Could be a screen here developing. Louver gets it out wide open to his left as Tasso Whipple brought down out of bounds by George Hill, but another first down for Penn-Trafford. This Woodland Hills defense is really struggling here early.
Playing it very loosely. He kind of wooed the Wolverines defense into run defense and come up with a rollout left and a pass to the left and a nice run after catch by 34 Tasso Whipple.
Ball at the 21-yard line, just at the edge of the red zone here for Penn-Trafford as they are moving the ball downfield very nicely here against Woodland Hills. And Grabowski back in there at quarterback. He takes the snap directly with the run. Room over the right side, and he gets hit hard by a couple Wolverines, but doesn't really matter because a nice 6 or 7 yard gain there for Grabowski, the freshman.
Yeah, they're chewing up the ground here, primarily with the ground game.
All the way down to the 14, and they're not doing anything fancy here. Penn-Trafford, this is the way they like to play right now with this offensive line. How can you blame them?
I think they got away with a hold there.
2nd down and about 3 here for Penn-Trafford. Grabowski alone in the backfield. Sends Whipple in motion. Expect him to run the ball here. He does, right up the gut. Take it down quickly there by Zykir Moore. But still, a couple yards for Grabowski. That offensive line is just getting that push so well right off the gut, right off the snap, and Woodland Hills is having a hard time controlling it. And we'll see if Woodland Hills wants to bring those linebackers up, stack the box. They got the speed if the Warriors are able to get out on the edge to keep up. So you'd think Woodland Hills would want to stack that box right now. But they're playing, like you said, Jim, a little more loosely on defense. Louver for the 3rd and short. He's got Whipple behind him in the pistol. Sends Jolly in motion. Give to Whipple. He's hit right off the bat, and the Wolverines make a big stop. They're getting into the backfield quickly. Not sure if that was Lanier Butler or not, but nice job by Woodland Hills. A loss of a couple there, back to the 15-yard line for a 4th down and 4.
Doesn't appear as though Coach Ruane is thinking at all about a field goal attempt. I saw the place kicker earlier on before the game started, and pretty good leg, booting them from about 40 yards, but
big 4th down and 4 here for Penn-Trafford and for the Woodland Hills defense. And that was Zykeer Moore on the last play, by the way, who blew that up for the Wolverines. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here by Coach John Ruane. And, he had a similar situation to this in their first game of the year against Cannon Mac. Driving the ball very well. Drive kind of stalled out towards the end, and they went for that field goal, and Carl Heller was unable to connect. So I think that might be in Ruane's mind. He's seen the success that the Warriors have had on this opening drive, and he thinks, let's just go for it here, in a non-conference game too, especially.
Yeah, and puts the Wolverines, of course, in a tough situation, even if they do stop, pushing them back to the 12-yard line if you give them all up to the first down marker.
The Warriors like to use this two-quarterback system between Johnny Louver and Ben Grabowski. And usually when you see Grabowski out there, he's going to run the ball. He's 19 rushing attempts on the year for 77 yards. Now after the beginning of this game, that's even higher. They're going to come out with Louver at quarterback, but wouldn't be surprised at all if they give this to Tasso Whipple, as that line is loaded up. And the Wolverines aren't stacking the box so much here. So we'll see how this turns out for Woodland Hills. Penn-Trafford in the pistol. Louver takes a snap. He's going to pass. He's got a man wide open in Carmen Metcalf, and he's going to fight his way almost into the end zone, taken down at about the 2-yard line. Everybody expecting the run. Penn-Trafford opts to pass, and Metcalf is wide open. The secondary having some problems right now.
Yeah, credit where credit's due, Eric. This was a great call by Coach John Ruane. Sets Whipple up in the backfield and just shoots it out for a 1st and goal now for the Warriors.
All at the 2. 1st and goal for Penn-Trafford. Ben Grabowski. Expect him to take this one right up the gut for Penn-Trafford. He takes the snap. Looked like he was moving a little early before the snap there, but no false start call. Touchdown, Grabowski.
There was no question what was going to be the call on that one, and Grabowski just waltzes into the end zone.
Yeah, Woodland Hills is going to have to make some major adjustments. We'll see what Chris Edmonds decides to do, the defensive coordinator, though. If you watched film, you knew this was coming. Penn-Trafford does not have much other than that big offensive line, and they just like to run it right down your throat. So no surprises coming from the Warriors offense on the opening drive for Penn-Trafford. Kick by Heller. That one is up and good, so it'll be 7-0 Penn-Trafford here with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Not an encouraging start at all for Woodland Hills tonight, as the offense struggled after having great field position by that opening kickoff return by Amir Brown. Only went about 10 or 11 yards there on that opening drive. The drop by Nico Andrews along the sideline really hurt the Wolverines, as that would have been a 1st down. But, Andrews is somebody who hasn't had much time on offense yet for Woodland Hills. He's a fantastic receiver, very talented. We won't expect to see that very often in the future. But, again, on that touchdown run by Grabowski, just right down the field on Woodland Hills.
Yeah, methodical drive with mostly running. The pass did get him a big gainer, too. And, of course, the pass for the 1st down near the goal line. So they are certainly in game mode here are the Warriors. Woodland Hills will need to put some things together and kind of put that drop pass behind them and that lack of moving the ball inside the 50. But you and I both agree it might have been better just to go for it, but that's hindsight.
Yeah, 4th and 9, it's tough. Especially that part of the field, and they were hoping to pin the Warriors back. Unable to do that. As Heller will kick off another squib. Prince Tarrant tries to collect it. He's unable to. It's on the ground. It looks like Penn-Trafford has it. Just again, this team has something on the Wolverines. Always seems like the luck goes the Warriors' way when they play the Wolverines, and looks like number 28, Dylan Turpak, was able to collect that. Great starting field position for Penn-Trafford at the Woodland Hills 37. And again, great coaching by Ruane, keeping the ball away from the return men. Prince Tarrant wasn't expecting that squib, and they were unable to collect it. More problems for Woodland Hills tonight.
And Prince Tarrant actually had his knee on the ground, so if he does come up with it, he's only going to be right there. It's just not well executed at all on the squib.
Louver in the shotgun. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here by Woodland Hills, and they certainly need it. Coming out a little flat here tonight are the Wolverines. I think they might be looking ahead. I think they saw Penn-Trafford coming in 0-2, got a little bit too big for their britches after the big win against Gateway, and now they're getting a taste of what Penn-Trafford has to give to them, and it's not been a good start at all.
There's the squib. There's the bounce.
It's executed very well by Penn-Trafford. It's exactly what they want to do, either that or keep the ball out of the dangerous return men of Woodland Hills. You know, no impact at all really by Scoop Smith yet here tonight. Woodland Hills has only had the ball once. He had a nice catch and run, but that's it. And this is exactly how Penn-Trafford wanted the game to start. So they will start at the 37-yard line. Woodland Hills defense is gassed already and has to go back out there. They need a big stop. Quarterback Johnny Luber in the shotgun, 2 sidecars. Early movement there, but no call. Whipple, the inside handoff. He's got plenty of running room down inside the 25-yard line to the 22. Flag on the play. It looks like it might be coming back for a hold, but Zykeer Moore did not look happy there. But now he's directing his men back, so it could be a hold on Penn-Trafford. That would be the best thing to happen to the defense so far in this one, if there's a hold on Penn-Trafford. Sure enough, there is.
Basically the only thing that has stopped them throughout the first 7 minutes of the ball game.
And if you watch closely, these backs of Penn-Trafford, they have that little flinch early before every snap, and the refs aren't catching it, but you can see them just tilting forward before the snap on almost every play so far. Hasn't been called yet, but it's just a minuscule little bit of a second there where it looks like they're moving.
Right there.
Yeah, just a tiny, tiny bit. It's hard to catch that on the field, of course, but...
Well, if you don't get it early, of course, you're not going to call it for the rest of the game if it's the same minimal action in the backfield before the snap.
1st and 15 now for the Warriors. Whipple, a huge hole up the middle, and a big gain, and that holding is wiped out. Ball's on the ground. Woodland Hills, I don't know if they were able to get on it. Looked like Penn-Trafford hopped on it. They sure did. Lots of chaos there at the end of that play, but Penn-Trafford comes up with it again, and this is just the curse of Penn-Trafford for Woodland Hills, I'm telling you. Year after year, these two meet, and Penn-Trafford always has their number. Big gain by Whipple there. Fumbles, but Penn-Trafford able to keep it. 1st down at the 25-yard line.
And was that big Zach Tomasevich on the recovery there? So he made his way down the field. Toot sweet. Pick up the loose ball.
Luver sends Grabowski in motion. Tosses it out to the left. A nice play call there. And Woodland Hills unable to make the initial tackle. George Hill and company comes in to clean it up, but still with the forward progress, about 3 or 4 yards there for Penn-Trafford. Big chunks, and you look back in the years past, when these two meet, it's the same thing year after year. Penn-Trafford has the same system. Woodland Hills just has such a hard time stopping it because of the advantage that Penn-Trafford typically has on their offensive line.
Some big bodies up there. That was actually looked like a backward pass. So.
Ben Grabowski back in at quarterback. 2nd down and about 6. He takes a snap right up the gut again. No surprises. He's tackled quickly there by Andre Smith. Nice play by Smith. Only gaining 2 yards there is Grabowski.
Good low tackle to stop the ball carrier there at the 21-yard line. So come up to a 3rd and about 6. Good low tackle on the play. Big down here for the Wolverines. Of course, it's 4-down territory. So
with the way they're running the ball, I'm sure they would not be upset about just taking 2 chances here to get 6 yards. In the pistol is Luver with Tasso Whipple behind him. Feeling who's going to get the ball here. Sends Metcalf in motion. Again, Whipple on the swing pass. Beautiful. Looks touchdown, Penn-Trafford. Just great play calling. Wolverines are just getting outclassed right now and completely prepared for this game is Penn-Trafford coming in here 0-2, but it looks like they're just going to run away with this one. Up early 13-0, out to make it 14.
Well, the thing you don't like about it, Eric, is that there's been nobody around in many of these plays, so there's obviously some miscommunications going on with the Woodland Hills defense, because they have just waltzed right in for 2 scores.
Heller on the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. 14-0 Penn-Trafford early here, and Woodland Hills is getting humbled a bit. I think they came in a little too cocky, as I said before, after the win against Gateway, and they really need to make some adjustments quickly or this one's going to get ugly.
Well, I'll tell you, the body language going off the field there for the Wolverines was not good.
Coach John Ruane always has a good system ready to go and a great game plan when he plays Woodland Hills. He knows what to expect from the Wolverines, and he knows what to give them to keep them on their heels the entire game. And so far, he's done it to perfection, has John Ruane, and it's led to an early 14-0 lead here with 2:36 remaining in the first quarter. Just a nightmare start for Woodland Hills.
It is, Eric, and just call it like it is. The Wolverines seem to be disorganized and really not much in the way of any motivation. Let's hope it happens right here with a big run back.
Heller set to kick away for the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Hopefully this is the drive that ignites the Wolverines. I expect another squib. He'll kick a low liner this time, mix things up. It goes right to Scoop Smith, but he doesn't pick it up, unfortunately. Corday Weems does this time, and he's taken down quickly at about the 21, 22-yard line, depending on forward progress.
And the Warriors will take that anytime.
Exactly what they want to do there, executed to perfection by Penn-Trafford. First down at the 22, looks like where they will place the ball. Got to shake off those drives here if you're Woodland Hills, and the offense has to get to work, get down the field, get 6 on the board to get back in this game, because I'll tell you what, if this goes to 21-0, it could be the night over for Woodland Hills.
The way they grind the ball down the field, it would be very, very difficult to be able to get in under the clock.
Power pistol for Woodland Hills, Cam Walter. George Hill, it looks like Elijah Nesby is the back here. Walter out to Scoop Smith. Makes one man miss, but taken down quickly there by Tasso Whipple at the 25. So minimal gain after the nice move by Scoop Smith.
Able to pick up almost 4 on that. 4 yards.
All at the 25-yard line. Walter with trips to his right in the pistol formation. Fakes the give over the middle to Corday Weems. Nice pass, nice catch, brought down by a number of Warriors there, but a nice play call there by offensive coordinator Cam Sadler, getting the ball out of Walter's hands fast and getting it to a playmaker.
Pass was right on the money, not much room in there for the throw, but Walters was able to thread the needle, and Woodland Hills has a first down.
Corday Weems, a weapon the Wolverines have not been able to use too much to this point in the season, only the 3rd game of the year, but it's nice to see Weems get involved in the offense. We've got a double team down here on Scoop Smith, and as I said, Ruane's always ready. He knows what to expect. He's not going to let Scoop beat him. Walter in the pistol, the give to Nesby. Gets a couple yards up the gut as he goes off tackle there. About a gain of 4 or maybe 5 if there's a generous spot for Woodland Hills.
It's Nesby with that big touchdown run last week against Gateway. He's able to break some tackles in at about the same spot the ball is right now.
Ball to 42 now. Woodland Hills, 2nd down and about 6. Walter in the shotgun formation with Nesby to his left. Still no Brandon Jones. Walter takes the snap. He's going to look deep. He's got a man, but it's probably going to be overthrown. Yes, it will. Too deep for Corday Weems there. He had his man in single coverage. Looked like Tyler Boss was on Weems, but if Walter puts that ball where it needs to be, that's 6.
Just overthrown by about 5 yards there as we come to the closing seconds of period 1.
Looked like Walter got a little too anxious there. He had time. It was only a 3 or 4 man rush by Penn-Trafford. The Woodland Hills offensive line was doing a good job keeping him protected. If he holds that ball just a little bit longer, he's probably able to make a better throw, but we moved to 3rd down here, ball at the 42. A big 3rd down for Woodland Hills. Walter in the shotgun, he takes the snap. Gonna look out to Scoop. Nowhere to go though, but Scoop Smith with the stiff arm, able to get a couple there. We'll see if Coach Tarrant decides to roll the dice here, and if he does, I don't blame him, given the way this game has gone so far. 14 seconds left in the quarter. And they're going to bring on the punt team. Would like to see Woodland Hills go for this, given it's a non-conference game and already down 14-0, and the defense has been unable to stop Penn-Trafford at all. So unless we see a fake here, you're going to give the ball back to Penn-Trafford with a chance to go up 3 scores. Mraz ready to take the punt snap. Had trouble with the last one. High snap. Mraz collects it. Does a good job of getting it away. Takes a bounce around the 30. Down by Woodland Hills, about the 29-yard line.
So they don't pick up much yardage on the exchange. We're going to spot it right at, I believe, the 29-yard line. So yes, indeed, that would be the spot with 11 seconds to go in the first. And like we've been saying, Eric, it's
following the script of years past against this Penn-Trafford team. Like I said, they have the Wolverines number year after year. Woodland Hills has lost 6 of 7 games against the Warriors since 2004, and tonight it's much of the same script. Johnny Louver in the shotgun formation, empty set. Oh, that's definitely a flag there early. A couple men moving early for the Warriors. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
Should put some time back on the clock, I believe.
Moves the ball back to the 24-yard line.
There's a look at head coach Brian Tarrant. Had put 6 back on the clock.
24-yard line, where it's now 1st and 15.
The last play of the quarter coming up.
1st and 15 for the Warriors after the false start. Louver in the pistol. Tasso Whipple behind him. Gives the ball up the middle. Plenty of running room up with the hole there. And a nice gain by Penn-Trafford. Even after a 5-yard pushing the back 5 yards on the false start, they're still able to gain about 8 yards there on 1st down. And you'll take that every time as we close the books on the first quarter. And it couldn't come soon enough for Woodland Hills, as it has been a struggle tonight for the Wolverines, down 14-0, and you want to get that bad taste of the first quarter out of your mouth as quick as possible.
Yeah, the first quarter of the book was a tragedy for sure, Eric. Here's Woodland Hills. Looked like they had a promising opening quarter with a good run back, and it just all went for naught. And Penn-Trafford turned that whole thing around with a kickoff and a recovery of a kick on a squib kick, and a lot of ground gainers all through the first quarter, and they have dominated. That score of 14-0 is certainly akin to what they were able to do against the Wolverines here. They just completely thrashed through the defense of Woodland Hills.
And as we look forward from tonight, we get into conference play next week as the Woodland Hills Wolverines head to Martorelli Stadium to take on the North Hills Indians. After that, hop back out of conference play into non-conference to host the Norwin Knights, then back into conference play to take on an up-and-coming Shaler team on the road at their homecoming. Then back out of conference to play 4A Highlands Golden Rams on the road. Then back home to take on the Fox Chapel Foxes for more conference play and finish off the season with 2 big ones in conference. Home against the Pine Richland Rams and on the road at Penn Hills.
And those Pine Richland Rams and Penn Hills Indians playing this evening.
Definitely going to keep an eye on that one. That has major playoff implications early on in the season in the Northeast Conference. Looks like Grabowski back in there at quarterback. He takes the snap right up the middle. Breaks a couple tackles there, fighting for yardage. Gets about 2 yards with the forward progress up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 4.
It gets to be kind of an old song, but again, here in the opening of the second quarter, Wolverines have to dig their heels in and get a stop. You cannot let Pine Richland dictate this ground game. Already down 14 points. Penn-Trafford, excuse me.
Empty set for Johnny Louver. 3rd down and 4 for Penn-Trafford. Gets it out to Tasso Whipple. He has blocks. He's got room to run. And Woodland Hills gives up the 1st down yet again. Ball up to the 41, 42-yard line. 1st down, Whipple and the Warriors.
Yeah, they had a chance to stop Penn-Trafford there on the initial play to the outside, but he was able to squirt through and pick up a 1st down by a few yards. Nice block out there by the wide receiver, is able to spring the 1st down.
Not much of a surprise here, as we talked about. This one had trap game written all over it. Penn-Trafford coming in 0-2, but they are not an 0-2 team whatsoever. 1st down and 10 for Penn-Trafford, ball at their own 42. Louver takes the snap. On the quick slant, unable to connect as that throw was high over the head of Penn-Trafford Warrior Nick Punko. Coverage by Nico Andrews.
A little bit too much on that, too. I think possibly able to see the coverage and trying to just zoom that ball in there, and better off taking the incomplete pass and try to feather it in because receiver well covered.
2nd and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Louver in the pistol. He takes the snap. Quarterback run. Nice gain. Breaking tackles up over midfield to the 49. It'll be a 3rd down and 1 for Penn-Trafford. The Woodland Hills defense just sluggish right now. You know, they've been on the field a lot, but they're not really challenging this run. The linebackers are staying back, which allows that the blocks of Penn-Trafford get to that 2nd level and just kind of take George Hill, Andre Smith out of the play.
And give credit to PT as they are really opening things up.
Under center, as Louver might take a QB sneak here. He sure does. Slips through the hole. Easy 1st down.
Thing about that is they showed it, and they did exactly what they showed, and Woodland Hills could not stop it. So another fresh set of downs for Penn-Trafford. They're just moving the Woodland Hills defense right off their shoes here this evening, especially when it comes to the front 4. Linebacker just kind of sitting back. It might have to take a chance or bring them up a little bit and
I think you have to challenge.
Yeah,
Jim, I think you have to challenge this line of Penn-Trafford. They're going to have their way all night. On the screen, Woodland Hills unable to control it. Nice little bubble screen. Carmen Metcalf looks like he's going to go for 6. One last chance for Woodland Hills. Nice tackle by Landon Akins there, but nonetheless, it looks like Penn-Trafford on their way to a 21-0 lead here as they get deep into Woodland Hills territory.
We'll swing it out down to the 20-yard line. And then cutting back against the grain.
That's a play that's hurt Woodland Hills over the years. Wes Allegheny used to love running that play against Woody High. Nice tackle in open field by Landon Akins there, though, on Carmen Metcalf. 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Grabowski sends Whipple in motion. He takes the snap, running up the gut. Flag on the play, pre-snap penalty. May have been some movement or illegal motion on Penn-Trafford. Delay game again. Hard to keep track of those play clocks. So used to coming to the Wolverine and never having play clocks. Now that they're here,
exactly.
Keep having to remind myself. You can look at the play clocks now. Ball moves back to the 25 here, 1st and 15. This is pretty much the game here for Woodland Hills. They have to get a stop, create a turnover, get the ball back in their hands, or if you go down 3 scores, I just don't see how the Woodland Hills could muster a comeback in a game like this.
I don't care how early it is. At 3 scores is monumental.
Loading up the line here. Louver, give to Whipple. He's got room to run up the gut. Breaks a couple tackles, fighting forward for a gain of about 6 there on first down.
Gets back that 5 and 1.
Looks like they'll spot it at the 20, so gain of 5, excuse me.
Right at the 20. Okay, so the penalty from the 20 and the run from the 25 to the 20.
Louver in the pistol with Tasso Whipple behind. Roll out to his right. He's got Metcalf along the sideline, unable to connect. Not the best throw there by Louver, as he did have Metcalf. If he times that route correctly and he gets that in the hands of Metcalf, that's a first down. But as you can see, this is not Louver's strength throwing the ball. And if Woodland Hills would be able to stop the run, they could force that more often, and Penn-Trafford's offense would probably struggle as a result. However, Woodland Hills hasn't shown that they can stop the run, so it looks like Ruane is throwing in a couple passing plays here and there to kind of try to keep Woodland Hills guessing. However, it doesn't seem like he needs to, because they've had so much success on the ground.
That's my perception as well, Eric. Throw a passing set in there and basically run the ball over the remainder of the downs.
3rd and 10. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here by Coach John Ruane. They're in 4-down territory, ball at the 20-yard line, so we'll see how he wants to try and get these 10 yards over 2 plays.
You know, we talked off camera, Eric, and off the air about what it would mean for Woodland Hills to be able to stay in this game. And one thing we both agreed on is that getting down a touchdown or 2 against Penn-Trafford was going to be a very, very difficult assignment for the offense of the Wolverines.
Yeah, we've seen this happen year after year, as we spoke about before. Woodland Hills 1-6 since 2004 against Penn-Trafford, and year after year it is the same thing. A couple years ago with Cade Yacomelli, of course, that was a state championship team there that Penn-Trafford has had a very, very tough team. But last year, again, the same thing year after year. They don't really change things up. They just know how to play against Woodland Hills, and to their credit, they execute so well, make very few mistakes, and do exactly what they have to do to get the win year after year. So back down to the field here. Big 3rd down for the Wolverines defense. Need to get a stop here and even push them back and really make it hard for John Ruane to decide what to do. But if I'm not mistaken, Woodland Hills has had 0 negative plays on defense. Have been unable to get through this massive offensive line. Louver takes the snap. He's going to look out to his left, tosses it out to Whipple. Wolverines are there. They need to tackle, and they do. It's like hear more in there first, but Whipple just fights for yardage every time. He's so tough to bring down. Luckily enough, Wolverines are there to take Whipple down. They've had trouble tackling tonight as Woodland Hills can't fully wrap up, it seems. George Hill and Jaden Estes there to clean things up. It will be 4th down.
So they do not send the field goal team out on the field. I think Heller certainly has the leg to get it there from that distance.
Well, in a non-conference game, might as well. Maybe they'll try and draw Woodland Hills offside to get a couple extra yards here. Now they're going to take a quick snap. Louver's going to look. He's got room up the middle, but as long as Woodland Hills... Looks like Woodland Hills intercepted it, but they shouldn't have, as they would have gotten the ball a little bit further up.
Yeah,
however, a matter of a couple yards there. If this were the NFL, Andrews would have been able to get up back on his feet and keep running down the field. However, that's not the case. Woodland Hills get to stop, though. First really positive thing for Woody High tonight, especially on defense. But tough starting field position for Woodland Hills at their own 15. They will have to go 85 yards, 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the half, but this will be a big confidence boost for Woodland Hills if they're able to open things up here and get it to a 1-score game.
Got to put the ball in the air at some point.
Bunch formation to the right. Walter in the shotgun. Nesby still his back. Fake pitch. He sees Scoop out there with Zykeer Moore. Gets the ball into Scoop's hands. That's going to be an easy 10 yards and more. Nice catch by Scoop and a great play call there by Cam Sather. Little misdirection. Really lulls the defense into thinking it's going to be a handoff there. And a nice toss by Walter.
Watch his acceleration by Scoop as he is able to outrun several members of the Penn-Trafford defense.
And that's exactly what Woodland Hills has to do. Get the ball in Scoop's hands in space, get it in Amir Brown's hands in space, because if there's a big advantage Woodland Hills has, it's the speed tonight. 1st and 10. Ball at their own 34. Give to Nesby. Nothing doing there. I know Woodland Hills wants to try and establish this running game, but it's just not working tonight. I think they just have to keep the ball in the air and trust Cam Walter and company to get the ball in space and move the ball downfield, because they're not going to win these battles up front tonight.
PT line is just jamming things up right at impact.
2nd down and a long 10 here for Woodland Hills. Walter in the shotgun. Sidecars to his right and left. Going to move to the power pistol now. Fake give. Walter's getting rushed quickly. Gets the ball out. Almost intercepted there by Tasso Whipple. And that was a rushed pass there, as Cam Walter did not have any time. Tried to get that ball out quick, and fortunate enough for the Wolverines, Whipple was unable to bring it in. Just nice coverage by Tasso Whipple there on Andre Smith jumping in front. He read that the whole way. Moves to 3rd down and long for Woodland Hills now. Like to see Woodland Hills possibly go over the middle of the field here. Did it once to perfection with that pass to Corday Weems. Not much over the middle at all since. Play clock at 5. Walter takes the snap. He's got a man downfield, but he's getting rushed again. He has to get out of the pocket. He's going to look to run here. Nowhere to go. And, you know, he had Amir Brown breaking deep. I'm not sure why Walter decided to tuck it and run, but it's going to cause Woodland Hills to punt. Approaching 5.5 minutes left in the first half, and just nothing going the way of the Wolverines tonight.
On that particular play, maybe not able to get enough footing under him to be able to throw the ball deep.
Could have been one of those plays, though. A deep ball is as good as a punt, but Walter tried to do it on his own there and unable to get away from Tyler Boss. So Mraz is in the punt formation. A couple high snaps for the Wolverines. You got to be careful. Hold your breath here. Hope they're able to execute this one well. George Hill, the long snapper. Mraz brings it in. Gets the punt away. Pretty good punt for the Wolverines. Bounced at the 35 and directly out of bounds at the 34. Unfortunately, Woodland Hills unable to get a bounce in their favor there, and Penn-Trafford will start with good field position yet again.
Not much has gone the Wolverines' way through the first 17 minutes of the ball game, or 19 minutes of the ball game. 5 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the half, and it's been all the Warriors to this point.
Louver takes the pistol snap, and he's got Whipple plenty of running room over the 50, the 45, the 40, taken down out of bounds by Corday Weems. There's a big hold there by Penn-Trafford. Oh, they got it. Nice call by the refs. A huge hold there by Penn-Trafford on Majon Rose. Took him out of the play, really tackled him there. So good thing that the referees caught that call to wipe out that long run by Whipple, because it was right in the play. You had to make that call.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get it, though. That's the situation.
Right there, you can see him pull down Majon Rose.
That's an easy call.
If he doesn't hold, it looks like Rose would have been able to get at least a hand and slow down Whipple. So that's going to wipe out that long run. Push Penn-Trafford back to their own 25-yard line for a 1st and 20.
About a 50-yard difference.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the half. Very important drive here for the Woodland Hills defense. Need to get a stop, turnover, anything to get points on the board. Grabowski takes the snap. Plenty of running room. About a 9-yard gain there. And tell you what, Grabowski as a freshman looks very impressive. No hesitation whatsoever to take that ball. And he's got... You have to realize he has a lot of help from that offensive line. However, a lot of confidence in that run by Grabowski.
Yes, indeed. Confidence with the big guys up front, that they're going to do their job and just run the play as it's designed to be run.
10-yard gain there by Grabowski to the 35-yard line, 2nd and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Louver back in there in the pistol. Give to Whipple. Plenty of running room over the left side. Up to the 40. He breaks a couple tackles. The 45 to 50. Taken out of bounds there at about the 47-yard line. Just a lot of adjustments need to be made after this week by Woodland Hills. This run defense is just getting shredded completely, and Chris Edmonds cannot be happy on the sideline right now. Missed tackles all over the place, and unfortunately it's resulting in a very rough game for Woodland Hills, as they are very happy to have this be a non-conference game. This is one you're going to want to forget. Ball at the 47. Grabowski, empty set. Expect him to run here. He does. Takes it right up the gut. Gain of about 6 or 7 for Penn-Trafford.
They just haven't done much, Woodland Hills. And it's hard to make a case for them in the second half, and could be more of the same.
Yeah, just a tough night. You have rough nights, and Woodland Hills having a rough night, luckily on a non-conference game night. That's when you want to have those bad nights, certainly, as they don't count toward the playoffs. But this is going to count towards their ego, that's for sure, as they are just getting manhandled right now on that line. Grabowski. He takes a snap, running up the gut again. Nice tackle, knifing in there by Zykeer Moore. Able to bring him down, but still a positive gain for Penn-Trafford. Up to the 40-yard line, brings up a 3rd down and about 3. Approaching 3 minutes left in the half. This just game going to perfection for Coach John Ruane. Had a couple of tough games to start the year, but like we said, we knew this would be a trap game here. Rarely see Penn-Trafford start 0-3, and he was licking his chops to come in here tonight, I'm sure, was Coach John Ruane. Grabowski at quarterback in the pistol formation, sends Whipple in motion. And he's going to take and run with the quarterback run over the left side, right side, up. Easy 1st down and more for Penn-Trafford as they move into the red zone. You thought the Woodland Hills, their toughest game of the season would be Central Catholic, but they played a lot better early on in the Central Catholic than they played tonight.
Yeah, they sure did.
Nico Andrews on the tackle there for the Wolverines, but just can't say it enough that this is just a rough night for Woodland Hills. Ball at the 15-yard line.
And not that they need it, but more and more confidence exuding for the Warriors.
Louver sends his man in motion, but he's just going to take the quarterback run there. Not much doing there. Woodland Hills takes him down for no gain. Isaiah Ramsey 1st in on the tackle. Under 2 minutes now left in the first half. 2nd down and 10 for Penn-Trafford at the 15.
Yeah, and a half that went by so quickly with the running plays dominating for the leading Warriors.
Louver in the pistol. Got Tasso Whipple behind him. Sends his man in motion. Jesse Lisbon. Big hole for Whipple. And he just basically walked through that hole. It's hard to watch this defense right now for the Wolverines. They've been out on the field so much, obviously very tired, and it's showing. And again, this is another time when that difference in enrollment is showing. Woodland Hills a 3A team, plays up to 5A. A school like Penn-Trafford, so many more kids, so much more depth, and it's certainly showing tonight. Just not very good body language by the Wolverines. 1 minute left in the half. It looks like Penn-Trafford taking it in to take a 21-0 lead. Louver sends his man in motion, give to Whipple. He's got running room over the left side as he waltzes in for the touchdown. 20-0 Penn-Trafford. Looks like Woodland Hills is moving in slow motion right now. It's hard to watch, really. As you can see, it really should never have gone for a touchdown here. Little hold there, but nonetheless, you got to make your tackles. 2 majorly big missed tackles there by Woodland Hills. Nico Andrews and Isaiah Ramsey unable to wrap up, as Heller will go for the extra point to make it 21-0 as we head into the locker room. And I'd expect Woodland Hills will hear an earful from Coach Brian Tarrant. This is not how you want to play at all.
That thing is too.
Up and good.
Yeah, John Ruane pushing all the right buttons with the ground game and injecting a few passes in here or there, and that has amounted to a 21-0 lead. And Woodland Hills, really the only opportunity they had was following the early run by Brandon Jones, and then they went kind of backwards from that point.
The return by Amir Brown?
Yes.
I think that's what
I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, that was their only real opportunity there on the opening drive of the game. Started off in great field position in Penn-Trafford territory. Did have a nice run by Brandon Jones on that drive. It all came back. And
referring to that.
Unfortunately, since then, it has just been a nightmare type of evening for Woodland Hills. And like I said before, this is just classic when Woodland Hills plays Penn-Trafford. It's just pretty much the same thing game after game. Heller sets the ball at the 40, set to kick it away. And, I expect more from Ruane here. Why not try an onside kick in a situation like this? You got 50 seconds. You have little to lose if you don't get it, because Woodland Hills offense has been able to do nothing tonight. So you might as well try it. Woodland Hills is not ready for it at all. They'll squib it again. Returned by the Wolverines. One of the up men taken down quickly there. Looked like number 33 for Woodland Hills, Bryce Miller. 42 seconds left, and wouldn't be surprised to see Woodland Hills just kneel this ball and go into the locker room here. But we'll see if they try to just run the ball or maybe air it out for a last gasp before they head into the locker room for halftime. Start the drive at the 35.
Even on a play like that, you got to look to your speedy deep men in that situation, possibly lateral the ball or get them into a situation where they are able to break something off, because nothing has gone the Wolverines' way.
Shotgun formation, quarterback Cam Walter. Bunch formation to his right. More confusion for Woodland Hills. Rolls out to his right. Nice coverage. Walter throws it away.
I guess Scoop Smith was in the area.
Second down and 10 for Woodland Hills at their own 35. 34 seconds remaining until the half. Just nothing going right tonight for Woodland Hills. One of those nights, and like I said, it's the curse of Penn-Trafford. Cam Walter in the pistol. Bring Scoop in motion. Give to Nesby. Looks like Woodland Hills will just look to run out the clock here. Nice run by Nesby for about 8 yards with the forward progress. As I believe they will let the clock run out and go to halftime.
Had down 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points, 21-0.
No sense of urgency, so I don't see why they're even in a huddle right now.
They may get the snap off. Now it doesn't look like it.
Interesting decision here. Why would you even line up? Yeah, clock's out. There's the half. Just a mound of confusion right now for Woodland Hills. This is just a bad night overall. Everybody's on a different page. Defense has been on the field all night. It's led to a 21-0 disaster here at the Wolverina for Woodland Hills, and hopefully they can come out a different team in the second half, but right now you couldn't feel any less confident going into the locker room.
Yeah, this is a PT team that lost 14-0, but to a 6A Cannon Mac, who's a much improved team this year, and then lost a close game with McKeesport 17-7. So their 0-2 record is not being reflected.
Certainly not. We know that Penn-Trafford is much better than their record shows, and it's a tough night for Woodland Hills as we go to the locker room. One little score in, we see Penn Hills up on Pine Richland, 12-10 right now. Thanks to our buddies in the booth for that one.
Figured to be a close one, and thus far it is. Not so the case at the Wolverina, however.
That one, a conference game. This one, a non-conference game, and thank goodness. Can't stress that enough. Woodland Hills needed to get this one out of the way, a bad game, get it out of their mouth, get that bad taste out of their mouth as they move forward to conference play. But as we sit here, 21-0 your score in favor of the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Woodland Hills hasn't been able to do much offensively. They haven't been able to stop anything on defense, and it's just been a disaster overall.
And they go to North Hills next week, and North Hills sees 21-0 PT, an 0-2 team. You never know how those things in a young man's mind can play out. But when we go on the road against North Hills next week, you don't want to go into that stadium, Martirelli Stadium, with a loss by 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's for sure. Certainly
we'll see what adjustments Woodland Hills is able to make to try and get back into this one, but not looking good right now as we head to the half and let the bands take the field. 21-0 in favor of Penn-Trafford. We'll be right back with more Woodland Hills Football Network coverage in the second half. Jacob Miraz will kick off to start the second half here as the ball will go back into the Warriors' hands, and this one is in danger of getting uglier as we start the third quarter. Again, the third quarter start here. If you look on the scorebook, it does say fourth quarter, pulling that from the scoreboard, so we have to make sure the scoreboard operators change it to third quarter, not fourth. Hopefully we can get somebody to make that change. Nonetheless, starting off here, Jacob Mraz to kick it away. Mraz, a low liner kick. That one's going to go out of bounds. We'll see how Penn-Trafford looks to deal with this. John Ruane looks like he's just going to take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Score having a lot to do with that decision.
So as we take a look at the first half offense for both teams, just dreadful numbers for the Wolverines. Only 18 yards on the ground, 44 yards through the air for a total of 62 yards of offense.
Ouch.
And quite the opposite on the other side is Penn-Trafford, 171 yards on the ground. And through the air, 7 of 10 attempts completed and 77 yards passing for a total of 248 yards, on track for 500 yards of offense against this Woodland Hills defense. Penn-Trafford opens up 1st and 10 at their own 35. Great starting field position in the pistol. Johnny Louver. Give to Tasso Whipple. Woodland Hills, another missed tackle. 3-4 yards over the left side. George Hill got in there quick, but just unable to wrap up tonight of the Wolverines, which has led to a lot of extra yardage for Penn-Trafford.
Yeah, for the Warriors haven't had many 2nd and 14s or anything like that, barring penalties. The chance to have it there, but make something positive, gain of 3.
2nd down and 6. Actually, a gain of 4 there for Penn-Trafford. They gave him the extra yard. Gave to Whipple plenty of running room. A huge hole opens on the left side, and another 1st down. Depending on the spot, looks like they actually may spot him just shy of that 1st down. And actually, if you're John Ruane, you love this here. You're pretty much guaranteed to get this yard, so you can play around here on 3rd and short. You may be able to open things up and catch the Wolverines sleeping. We'll see what Ruane looks to do. Probably will play it safe, but if he wants, he has the ability to open up here. Louver's under center. He may just sneak this one as he did earlier. He sure does. And looks like, actually, Tasso Whipple's pushing him, which is illegal in high school. It should be called as he pushes him across for a 1st down, but he's unable to do that. The refs don't catch that, unless I am incorrect in that rule interpretation. I've read that in high school that is not allowed. It looks like he's telling Tasso Whipple if I had to guess, he just went over to Tasso Whipple and said, "You are not allowed to do that." So it should have been a flag, I would think, but they aren't going to call the flag. As you can see, Whipple pushing Louver across. His forward progress was stopped, and he did not get that 1st down. But with Whipple's help, he's able to get over the 45 to the 46. 1st down and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Grabowski at quarterback now. Takes the direct snap over the right side. 2-3 yards there as the Wolverines help him this time. It's about 4 there up to the 49.
I think it's a bad rule even in the NFL.
I know you've never been a fan of that role, pushing,
No.
helping the guy. Yeah, it's tough. I know how some people feel opposite way about that, but especially in high school, I think that can lead to injuries. And I think if I had to guess, like I said, the official went over to Whipple and told him, I'll give you that once, but you're not allowed to do that again unless I'm incorrect, which I certainly could be on that rule. Grabowski on a 2nd and 7 for Penn-Trafford. Ball right around midfield. Sends a man in motion. Coming up the gut again. Big block and a big hole over the left side. To the 44-yard line goes Grabowski.
Same exact scenario as we saw in the whole first half. Through the first almost 3 minutes of the third quarter, just run. First down. It's 3rd and about 1.5 for the first down.
This line of Tomasevic, Sarnowski, just opening things up so well for Penn-Trafford. Scarcelli, they are just doing a fantastic job pushing the Wolverines out of the way, play after play. Grabowski on a 3rd and short. Brings Metcalf in motion. Takes the snap over the left side. Another easy first down for Penn-Trafford.
Yeah, he's got it.
First down, Penn-Trafford at the 44-yard line. Clock under 9 minutes left in the third quarter here as Woodland Hills, again, the body language just not good on the defensive side of the ball. They know that this is not their best game, just getting pushed out of the way, and they have few answers. First down and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Ball at the Woodland Hills 44. Louver on the give to Whipple. Plenty of room over the right side. At the 40, the 35, the 30. Here he goes to the 25, the 20. Pushed out of bounds on the far side there by the Wolverines. Big first down run for Tasso Whipple as they look to go in and get up 28-0 here on the Wolverines. It's everybody hitting their blocks and just nobody's there. I mean, you watch this on film the first couple games for Penn-Trafford, but Woodland Hills just not ready for it. They haven't done anything to really make any adjustments. And again, that line, you got to commend that line for Penn-Trafford, led by Army commit Zachary Tomasevic, clearing the way. 1st and 10, flag on the play. Ball hits the turf.
Woodland Hills signaling they may have it.
There was a flag on the play, so I'm not sure what. We'll have to sort things out here. Where the flag came from, it looked like it should have been an offensive penalty. But the Penn-Trafford offense hasn't fully left the field yet, as Woodland Hills did recover that fumble.
Illegal shift.
It looks like it's going to be on the Penn-Trafford Warriors for illegal formation. And the Woodland Hills offense will come out onto the field. The first big break for the Woodland Hills defense, and luckily they were able to jump on that ball and really didn't do anything to cause that. That was just kind of mishandled there by Penn-Trafford as Coach John Ruane looks on. One of the finest in the Whippeal.
This is where it tests the mettle of Woodland Hills, down 21-0 with the end zone at their backs. See if they can handle this situation and move the ball down the field.
Walter in the shotgun. It's back to pass. Not much time. He's going to break out of the pocket there and tuck it and run. Walter did a nice job there of evading the sack, but minimal gain for Walter there on the rush. Probably about a gain of 3 there. It'll create a 2nd and about 7.
And he did the right thing, not trying to make more out of it. You got a whole season ahead of you with a conference play. He went down basically on his own there. Smart thing to do.
Under 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Extra yard there. I said 2nd and 7. It's 2nd and 6 for Woodland Hills. Walter in the power pistol. Fakes to give to Nesby, out to Scoop Smith. Nice move by Scoop, and man, can he fly. The 40, the 45, the 50, and you're not going to catch him, and hopefully no flags on the field. Touchdown, Woodland Hills. My, oh my, can that man fly. I believe that was 81 yards, and this is what we talked about, Jim. You have to get the ball in Scoop's hands. He is on another level every time he's on the field in WPIAL competition.
He sure is.
He's the fastest kid in the entire WPIAL. He's shown that, and you got to get the ball in his hands. A simple play like that, even slow to develop, still he's able to take it past every Warrior for a touchdown. It's just remarkable what the kid can do.
How about the little skip move at about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and Tyler Boss unable to keep up with Scoop Smith on the sideline.
Extra point attempt by Mraz is up and good. So Wolverines get on the board, 21-7 now, and it's been very rough sledding to this point, but something like that maybe can bring the Wolverines to life. You know, obviously the defense got a break there with that fumble, didn't do anything to cause it. The Penn-Trafford Warriors were driving right down the field, but it's nice to see Woodland Hills get on the board there. Beautiful run by Scoop Smith, and again, you can't stress enough the fact that not only is he just a complete playmaker and the best weapon on the field every time he's out there, but he's only a sophomore. That, right. I think people forget the kid is only a sophomore, 2 more years ahead of him, and just such a playmaker. And you have to get the ball in his hands because every time he's out there, no matter who's on him, it's a mismatch. And the Wolverines have to use that to their advantage if they're going to have success this year in 5A play.
It really is. He's got to touch the ball maybe 15 times a game at a minimum, because any one of those 15 times, it could be all the way to the house.
Just the acceleration is what really grabs me there. You can see he just flies past Warriors. It's very similar to how he did it last week against Gateway and against Central Catholic. The Wolverines' only touchdown, the lone touchdown that game, came on a pass from Walter Smith, and he did the same thing to a vaunted Vikings defense. So Mraz will kick it away. Brought in at about the 10 for the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Got to be careful and tackle here. And missed 2 tackles. Number 44 for Penn-Trafford is hard to bring down. My goodness, Michael Cheplik. About 3 or 4 missed tackles there by Woodland Hills, and it gives the Penn-Trafford Warriors great starting field position. Just when you start to feel a little bit of positivity and confidence, Penn-Trafford puts that to bed on a great return.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And he almost broke out of the last one, too. And just something you can't have. Special teams has to work on that, and even the defense. There's been bad tackling tonight for the Wolverines. Louver trips to his right, gives to Whipple. Run over tackle there, over the right tackle. Nice gain there for Whipple of about 6 yards. Actually, they'll give him 5. Up to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 5 for Penn-Trafford. And again, this is what, you get some excitement there from that touchdown, but how can you really have any confidence when Penn-Trafford has been able to move the ball at will against Woodland Hills tonight?
Yeah, you can't keep giving them a 2nd and 5. That's just not going to help in the comeback effort.
If I'm Woodland Hills, I think you just have to load the box, which is what they really aren't doing right now. George Hill alone in the middle is making it difficult. Give to Whipple over the left side. And again, almost a broken tackle there, but Zykeer Moore able to wrap him up, but Whipple still fights for about 2 yards there, depending on the spot. Now they'll give him 1 yard up to the 46, and just a massive 3rd down here. The Wolverines have to get a stop and force a punt from Penn-Trafford if they want to have a chance in this one. Clock approaching 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Louver back out to his Warriors, breaks the huddle. In the pistol formation, he's got 2 split left, 2 split out wide right. Brings 1 in motion, that's Nick Ponko. Back to pass is Louver. Over the left side on a little swing pass. I think it looked like he was out of bounds. They're going to say no catch. A big break for Woodland Hills there as Paso Whipple made a nice grab, and in high school you only need 1 foot, but looked like he was unable to get that 1 foot down in bounds. Nice throw by Louver there. Thrown it over the top and a nice over-the-shoulder catch. As you can see on our replay, we're unable to see where that foot came down, given the helmets of a bunch of Warriors on the bench, but the ref had a great look at that. So
right on the play.
Hard to tell if Whipple had possession when he had that right foot down.
That too.
4th and 4. Woodland Hills have to be disciplined here. Do not jump offside and give a free first down. That's what they're going to try to do. Louver rolling out right. He's got his man. In and out of the hands of Whipple, and the ball is back in the hands of Wolverines. Big 4th down stop by Woodland Hills, and they will get the ball in great starting field position here. And you sense a little bit of uneasiness on the sideline and in the bleachers from Warriors fans as Louver's unable to connect with Whipple there. A decent play call, but I think he would have been, if the Wolverines could have made their tackles, he probably wouldn't have been able to get that first down.
I agree, Eric. I think it was well covered, as it should be, inside the 5-yard line for the first down.
They were almost able to get Woodland Hills with the hard count. Did not go into the neutral zone, though, so that was okay. Sends Scoop in motion as Walter's in the pistol. He gives to Nesby. He's got running room over the right side at the 40, the 35. The 30 taken down by Carmen Metcalf at the 30-yard line. A great run by Elijah Nesby. Just a nice job of blocking there on the right by right tackle Pierce Cannon. Did his job. Elijah Nesby accelerated, able to get some great yardage there. Get the Wolverines in striking distance now.
Yeah, Cannon sealed off defensive end and was able to open up that hole, and Nesby powered his way through it for a first down.
Quick update for you. Penn Hills on top of Pine Richland at the half, 18-17. Very close as we expected. Walter in the shotgun, fakes the give. He's got a man out to his left. Nice catch. I think that was Simeon McCoy. Hard to read if that was 8 or 9. I believe it was McCoy, though. Yes, it was. Nice grab by Simeon McCoy there. Taking it up to the Penn-Trafford 22-yard line. 21-yard line is where they will place the ball.
Yeah, it's second and about 1.5 yards.
I'd like to see the Wolverines go for the end zone here. You got a 2nd and 1. You're in 4-down territory. You got essentially 3 downs to make a yard and get your first down. So I'd like to see them maybe go a little play action here, scoop over the middle. Walter in the power pistol. Give to Nesby. They'll play it safe, and he's not going to get the first down. He's going to be stopped short. Depending on the spot, with forward progress, they might give it to him, but it's going to be very close.
I think he might have it.
They're going to give it to him. We'll move those chains. A great second effort there by Elijah Nesby as he was hit initially, and it looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain, but just a nice job there to keep pushing forward as Zachary Tomasevich, the big man from Penn-Trafford, got an arm on him but unable to bring him down. Ball at the 20-yard line. Wolverines officially in the red zone. 1st and 10. Clock approaching 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Walter, the give to Nesby, off tackle left side. Nice run by Nesby, a nice chunk of yardage there, about 5 yards to the 15.
Off the left side, full head of speed off the handoff, and was able to be run out of bounds, but not before a gain of 5. Going to call it 2nd and 6.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Is that correct? They don't give him the 15, as I initially thought. Play clock going down. Cam Walter has to be aware of this. 5 seconds on the play clock. Walter gets the snap off, bobbles it a little bit. He has a man wide open. That's Nico Andrews in the corner. The end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. No flags on the field. And this is exactly what Woodland Hills needed to do coming out in the second half on offense. Very conservative, very tentative in the first half, but now you see Cam Sadler flexing those muscles and showing and showcasing his athletes. Just a nice rollout and a great find by Cam Walter. Nico Andrews just kind of slipped into the corner of the end zone unnoticed and able to get a foot down. And in fact, it looked like he maybe even got 2 down there. As Miraz attempts the extra point. Scoop the holder. A bad snap there. He's going to be brought down. Even Scoop can't escape this one. He tries to toss it off there, and Tasso Whipple intercepts it, but it looked like maybe he was down. So that play just kind of went awry. And hate to use the cliche phrase, but it could come back to haunt the Wolverines. Again, unable to execute simple things like an extra point really, really can hurt teams, and Woodland Hills needs every point they can get tonight. As you see Scoop trying to make something happen there. So you take a breath. Woodland Hills now within 8. 4:05 left in the third quarter. Couple nice drives by the offense, getting some momentum. You wonder if the mountain is too high to climb here, but they're making a great attempt at it right now.
Yeah, it's a one-score game.
Still plenty of time left. Again, as we take a second look at that touchdown pass from Walter to Andrews.
Looked like Nico Andrews was attempting to get both feet down, and he did. Not
for
needed.
the NFL touchdown, right?
Oh, in the NFL TD.
So Mraz set to kick off here. Michael Cheplik back to receive for the Warriors after a great return just a few minutes ago. Mraz with the kick. It's deep. All the way back to about the 2-yard line. Returned by Dallas Oxendine. Just a nice return again. But Jacob Mraz with a big tackle there for the Wolverines. And granted, another great return. Woodland Hills just repeatedly getting beat in special teams, and it's very difficult to watch game after game. Unable to make tackles, unable to keep their lanes, and just every team seems to have success against Woodland Hills. And if not for Jacob Mraz there, it may have been 6 more for Penn-Trafford.
Yeah, how many nemesis years have we had of that? Poor coverage on the kickoffs mainly for the special teams for the Wolverines. That needs to improve as we go into conference play.
Grabowski looks like he's in at quarterback right now. He's going to take the snap over the left side. Nice tackle there quickly by, I think, Mijan Rose. Sure is. Mr. Rose with the tackle, the 3-year starter at defensive tackle. No gain. Getting off his block so well there, and Rose is so strong. He just kind of puts his right arm out, and Grabowski, the freshman, unable to fight through. 2nd and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Louver back in the pistol. Takes the snap, give to Whipple over the left side. He breaks the tackle right off the bat, but able to fight forward for a yard or two. But again, Woodland Hills just has to wrap up. You can't say it enough. They're having such a difficult time tackling the Warriors tonight. Able to contain him only for about a gain of 1 or 2 there, but still, it could have been brought down in the backfield there. So it's Ike Moore unable to make the tackle.
Yeah, hit back at the 39-yard line. Now the ball rests at the 43.
3rd and 9 for the Warriors. Another huge 3rd down. Clock under 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Louver takes the snap. He's got a man wide open. Caught 1st down. Another missed tackle by Woodland Hills. You know, that's a moment there where Woodland Hills has to get a stop on a 3rd and long there. You can't let him disappear wide open there and get the 1st down, and unable to do their jobs as Jesse Lisbon looks it in, and easy pass and catch.
Thought we might be looking at a pick play there, but the defenders were well off. So no way you're going to get that call, nor was that the call.
Would love to see these Wolverines defensive backs really challenge the receivers. They have the speed advantage, so get up and press coverage. Don't let them use that cushion to their advantage. Give to Whipple over the left side. He just kind of works his way through. Touchdown, Penn-Trafford. Bad tackling, and Woodland Hills gives it up again. And just when you think they have a chance, Penn-Trafford just kind of ends that. 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Penn-Trafford takes a 27-13 lead.
Just cut back against the grain there. There was a gaping hole right in the middle of the field, and no one laid a hand.
Again, it's that blocking by Penn-Trafford. You know, it's not like Whipple has incredible speed or anything. Just kind of takes his time, reads his blocks, hits the big hole up the middle, takes it for 6. Extra point is up and good for Penn-Trafford. So 28-13 your score, 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Woodland Hills shows some fight, but the defense just too much of a mountain to climb, unable to get any stops. Penn-Trafford just pretty much moving the ball at will.
Yeah, a ton of yardage through the first 3 quarters about for the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Over 300 yards in the first half.
248 total yards for
248.
Penn-Trafford. Now way over 300
over.
for sure for Penn-Trafford.
Even with the fumble, they were marching when the fumble occurred. Seems like so many eons ago.
Just got to commend the Warriors there. Everybody did their job on the line, and Whipple reads it well, and he's able to take it for 6.
Just a simple counter. Roll over the right side, and Whipple was easily able to outrun the secondary.
So Penn-Trafford will kick it away to Woodland Hills, and wouldn't be surprised if they keep their system going with either a squib or just a low liner to keep it out of the hands of Scoop Smith and Amir Brown. I'd like to see the Wolverines move up Scoop, maybe kind of disguise him somewhere as one of the up men, as they're going to do another squib. Picked up by the Wolverines. Not sure if that's Elijah Nesby or who that is, but be good starting field position for the Wolverines as we get a closer look there. Ball will be placed at about the 41-yard line. Hard to tell.
Good tackle there by Mike Cheplick, because it seemed like it may have opened up for just a brief moment, but Cheplick able to come up and make a nice stick.
That was Isaiah Ramsey there on the return. Thanks to our replay team for catching that one. Ball at the 41. That's where Woodland Hills will start their drive. And if they have any chance left remaining in this game, they have to get a score on this one. Power pistol. Walter with Nesby and Hill. Gets the ball to Scoop quickly. That's what they got to do. Nice run by Scoop. Evades 2 tacklers. Out of bounds for about a gain of 14. But there's a flag on the field in the area of holding. Along the sideline there is probably what it's going to be after the Scoop catch.
No, face mask.
I kind of assumed it was somebody split out wide there blocking for Scoop, but it's going to be a face mask penalty on Penn-Trafford. And that's going to give the Wolverines some extra yardage as they move into Penn-Trafford territory.
The 5-yard variety.
It was indeed. Grabbed Scoop Smith's face mask. Ball at the 42 now of Penn-Trafford, 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. Single coverage down here with Scoop. Move the safety over, but overshadowing, but you know that's still an advantage for Woodland Hills. Give to Nesby up the middle. Working his way up for a gain of about 2. They're going to actually not give him forward progress there. Only say a gain of 1, I think. 2nd down and long for Woodland Hills.
Looks like it. Long 8.
A couple other scores for you. Bell, Vernon, and McKeesport not up at 7 at the half. South Fayette up on Montour 28-18. Central Catholic laying it on Bethel Park 35-6 in the 2nd quarter. And Shaler and Plum tied up at 7 at the half.
That's a surprise of sorts.
2nd down, power pistol for the Wolverines. Fake give. Doesn't have him there. Dumps it off short to Scoop. This little gain, I think Cam was expecting Scoop to go deep there. Looked like that's what he was anticipating. He stayed short, did Scoop on the little curl route, and Walter was able to get it over to him well. Ball at the 36 now for a key 3rd down, but again, this is 4-down territory for Woodland Hills, especially down 15.
No doubt that was a play that didn't seem to have much promise, but it was able to go for forward yardage for about 4 or 5.
3rd down and 4 for Woodland Hills. Under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Walter takes the snap with the bunch formation to his left. He's rolling out, but he's got nobody there. He's going to go deep. He's got Corday Weems. Nice grab. Just a nice find by Cam Walter as he's getting rushed by several Penn-Trafford Warriors. He takes his time. He collects himself, and Corday Weems stops his route and makes the catch along the sideline. Big gain for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, beautiful throw by Walter. Rolling to his right, under pressure, hangs in there, and
it's down to the 15.
Perfect spot for Weems.
And again, it looked like, similar to last week, Walter taking some late hits Looked like on that one, the Warriors were a little late. Woodland Hills doesn't get the call, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. First down and 10 for Woodland Hills at the 15. And the play clock has hit zeros. I think Sadler got the timeout in, and it's one of these situations Woodland Hills has to be careful of. You know, you have a first down and 10, and now you have to burn a second half timeout. You know, that's a killer there. You almost wonder if it's better to just take the 5 yards in the delay game penalty there, because those timeouts may be valuable at the end.
They're running out of time here in the third. We're down to 48 seconds.
The Wolverines faced off against Gateway last week. This week, the North Hills Indians up on Gateway 17-0. As we talk about North Hills, they are another Northeast Conference team. And we take a look at the standings. Of course, nobody's played a conference game, but we have it organized by overall record. Penn Hills and Shaler at 2-0 right now. Woodland Hills and Pine Richland, both 1-1, and at the bottom of the conference at the moment, North Hills and Fox Chapel at 0-2. But as we talked about, North Hills up on Gateway 17-0, and I'm pretty sure Brad Birch is not playing in that game. I heard that he would be out another week, and it looks like North Hills is taking advantage of that at Hanson Marino Stadium in Monroeville. Get a nice look at the Woodland Hills band trying to get the Wolverines pumped up here as we reach right near the end of the third quarter. Woodland Hills trying to stay in this game, scratching and clawing, down by 15, but if they can get this ball in the end zone, you never know. First and 10, Walter. He's got time. He looks for Scoop in the corner. He got him. If he got a foot down, it's a touchdown. He did indeed. Touchdown, Walter to Scoop. 15 yards. What a throw by Cam Walter. You know, that's a tough pass to make across his body, across the field. And he connects with Scoop Smith. Looked like Scoop maybe even got 2 feet down there.
I don't know what the...
Yeah, Penn-Trafford trying to sell. Dylan Turpak was trying to say no, but pretty obviously that Scoop is able to get 2 feet in there as he drags the right foot, already had the left foot planted. We have a Penn-Trafford Warrior down in the corner of that end zone right now. So Woodland Hills gets on the board there for 6, 28-19, and hopefully they can execute this extra point, or, you know, there's still a whole quarter of play left, so they could go for 2. There's a debate on situations like this. You've got a whole quarter left, so you may want to take your chance now at going for 2. You've got the defense tired of Penn-Trafford. Now, granted, they do have a little break here with the injury, so that kind of plays into Penn-Trafford's hands as they're able to catch up their breath. But Woodland Hills may entertain the thought of going for 2 here, because even if they don't get it, yes, it would still be 2 possession. However, you have a whole quarter of play left.
That was Metcalf, the injured player.
Metcalf, leading receiver for the Warriors on the year, 15 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown.
Just the play calling here in the second half has been completely different than the first half. Albeit, need to stop the Warriors. They've marched down the field for their 4th touchdown.
Yeah, as you said, Jim, offensive coordinator Cam Sadler has really opened things up. He's done a great job in the second half, and the Wolverines offense has done a fantastic job of executing those plays. Cam Walter really showcasing the type of quarterback he is tonight, and how his connection with Scoop Smith is just so ultra impressive, especially at their age as sophomores. (28-19) your score here. We apologize, not updating on our score bug. It is 28-19 on the scoreboard, so having a little bit of technical issues there. Woodland Hills will go for 2. I like to see the call by Brian Tarrant here. Aggressive. Inside, they try the little shovel pass, and it doesn't work this time. Worked very well last week against Gateway, but that was with Sykir Moore. I think George Hill had some trouble looking that one in from Cam Walter, and they're unable to execute the pitch on the little shovel pass there. But it was a nice play call and a nice attempt. If he's able to connect there, I think George Hill waltzes in. But hey, still a quarter left, plenty of time for Woodland Hills. The key is the defense. As
That's
we
it.
spoke about, if they can't get a
That's it.
stop, it doesn't matter anyway. So even if they would have been able to execute that and make it 28-21, it's not going to matter if the defense can't get a stop. So hopefully they were able to get a breather, and we'll see if Woodland Hills is able to finally stop this Penn-Trafford offense. 28-19 your score.
Needs to start right here, Eric, with
The special teams,
Yeah,
exactly.
with not allowing them to go past that 40-yard line or worse into Wolverine territory. Got to try to pin them back as best you can.
Sorry, excuse me, Jim. It wouldn't be a bad idea for Mraz to squib it here. I hate to have to resort to that, but with the struggles that Woodland Hills has had in the special teams area of the game, you just can't allow Penn-Trafford to have a big return here. Mraz will kick it away. He does squib it. Handled very well on the far side by Penn-Trafford there. They will have good starting field position, but it was I like what Woodland Hills did right there. You know, there's a chance that Mason Newell bobbles that. Now he brought that in to perfection for Penn-Trafford. No bobble at all, and was able to get a few yards on the return, but it limits any major return when you kick it to one of the up men like that.
Yeah, a bit of a short hop on the bounce, so it was
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line.
indeed
Didn't
a nice
realize he made it up. Excuse me, I didn't realize he made it up to the 40 there, but they give him the ball at the 40. I thought it was back at the 36.
I agree with you.
Must have just been seeing things there. 1st and 10 for Penn-Trafford. Ball at their own 40. Woodland Hills defense has to get a stop here. 37 seconds left remaining in the third quarter. Run by Whipple over the left side. He's wrapped up quickly by a few Wolverines there. Jaden Estes and Mayshawn Rose on the tackle. Exactly what Woodland Hills has to do. Get into the backfield, and they can't let Whipple get out of their grasp.
Not much there.
2nd and 9, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter, as we have a 28-19 game. You know, this game 21-0 at the half. Woodland Hills really had nothing in the first half. No answers for the Penn-Trafford offense. Couldn't do anything with the ball on offense, the Wolverines, and they've come out a different team here in the second half, at least on offense. The defense has struggled, but they've been able to have a little bit more promise and make some plays and limit the Warriors from doing what they did in the first half, as they've only been able to get on the board once. But again, we talked about this, Jim. You know, this team was so eager for a win and hungry for a win, starting off the year 0-2 in very winnable games for Penn-Trafford. But now they've been able to take control of this game tonight in the first half, and in the second half, Woodland Hills has come alive a little bit, but you just wonder if Woodland Hills is going to run out of time. But they need to get a stop here if they're going to come back.
Well, I think they've got plenty of time if they're able to put a 3-and-out on the Warriors.
So we take a second look at this out of bounds. And you know what? That was a horrendous spot by the officials, and I'm glad that I'm not seeing things. Thank you to our replay crew up there, Jeff Dotson, Larry George, showing that. It was clearly out at about the 37. I don't understand why the officials put the ball at the 40-yard line.
That was off by 3 yards.
Yeah, they really missed that. And, you know, they say football's a game of inches. Well, you never know how that could affect things.
Butchered that call.
Nonetheless, ball at the 41. Penn-Trafford with the give up the middle. Quickly hit. I think that was Mayshawn Rose yet again into the backfield. It was. Man, is he a force to be reckoned with. Gets up. So humble, getting back, ready for play on third down now as he's hit for no gain.
Yeah, Rose exploded through the middle of the line, and you're not going to get out of the grasp of the big guy there.
Such an unsung hero for the Wolverines over the past couple years as Mayshawn Rose, a staple in the interior defensive part of the line. A huge third down yet again. We'll see if the Wolverines can stop it. 3rd and 10. Big moment in the game here, approaching 11 minutes in the fourth. Fake give. Louver out to pass. He has Jolly deep. He dumps it off short. Another missed tackle by the Wolverines, but nice job to recollect. I think that was Andre Smith there who takes down Penn-Trafford Paul Dara. And it's going to be 4th and about 9. We'll see if John Ruane wants to punt, or, you know, it's a 2-possession game, so Ruane is capable of anything. It wouldn't shock me even if he tried to fake punt here. So Woodland Hills has to be careful. be disciplined. And I wouldn't expect Penn-Trafford to punt this directly to Scoop Smith. Woodland Hills has 12 on the field. They better get off. Scoop gets off, and now this leaves Isaiah Ramsey out there on an island. Louver. Straight to the right to the sideline, and that bounces out of bounds. So Wolverines catch a bit of a break there. You know, that's where Scoop Smith, not only is he such a threat offensively with the ball in his hands, but he noticed a Wolverine run onto the field late. Scoop counted quickly, noticed there were 12, and he ran off the field to get off there in time as to not burn another timeout. And that's just where he's so valuable too. Such a heady player, such a smart player, and it doesn't cost the Wolverines for having too many men on the field. 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills, ball at their own 31.
Yeah, he's always thinking out there. And that was
and with his speed too to get off the field in
play.
time, you know, because not everybody could run. He was on the far hash mark there, so to be able to get off the field quickly is impressive. Walter in the shotgun, rolls out. He's got a man deep. If it's not caught, I think it's Amir Brown on the catch along the sideline. What a throw by Cam Walter to Amir Brown. One of those guys we said you got to get the ball in his hands more often, and Walter connects. And this is exactly what Woodland Hills has to do because Penn-Trafford is unable to play with them when Woodland Hills uses their speed.
Gets behind the defender, and Walter delivers a strike.
Closing in there was Carmen Metcalf, who was just injured not that long ago. So it's big to have him back in the game because I don't think all the Warriors would have been able to make that tackle and track down Brown the way Metcalf did and save 6. Ball at the 30-yard line now for Woodland Hills. In the pistol. Give to Nesby. Off tackle to the right side. He's got some running room there. Able to take it up for about 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line.
You can see the body language and the energy now for the Wolverines. They have a little giddy up in their step here on offense and on defense. It's apparent.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you have to give a lot of credit to Coach Brian Tarrant, Cam Sadler, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Chris Edmonds, the rest of that staff. I'm sure that they spoke to them sternly in the locker room and got their motors going because this is, you can see, you're exactly right about the body language and the energy. Cam Walter making a change at the line of scrimmage. Play clock down to 6 in the power pistol. Quickly out to Corday Weems for a gain of about 4 there. It'll be 3rd and short. Looked like Walter saw something there that he liked, wanted to make a quick change, and with that soft coverage there on the right side, he takes advantage of it. But a good job by Penn-Trafford's Jack Weishar to close in there and make the tackle before Weems was able to get a first down.
Certainly a very makeable 3rd and about 1.5 yards for the Wolverines.
In 4-down territory here. This will be stretching Raz's field goal range here. You don't want to necessarily put the game in his hands to get it to a 1-score game with approaching 8.5 minutes left. Walter takes the snap, gets it out quick to Scoop, but he's got to make something happen here. Gets out to the sideline there, and I think he just got the first down by 1 yard or 2.
He's got it.
He certainly did, and that's again where that acceleration and the speed comes into play because he was 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage when he caught that, and he's able to accelerate past a couple Warriors and get a first down.
I've noticed something else there. Got some of the Warriors on defense. They've got their hands on their hips now, so they've been out there a long time.
They're feeling the effects exactly of being on the field longer than they've expected. A couple guys going both ways for the Warriors, but they don't do it out of necessity. They do it because those guys are talented and hard players. Guys like Tassel Whipple, Carmen Metcalf, those are the guys you're going to see going both ways, and not because they don't have the numbers, but like I said, they're just very talented, athletic kids. 8:24 remaining in this game. Woodland Hills has shown a lot of heart in this comeback attempt. It was 21-0 at the half. Woodland Hills looked all but out of it.
They did.
Coming out of the locker room, making some big plays on offense, especially between Walter and Scoop Smith. And they've done a great job to fight back into this one as we take a look at the 5A rankings here from the Post-Gazette. Penn Hill's sitting atop those rankings right now in a battle with Pine Richland, who sits at number 3. Just above Pine Richland, Peters Township, the top team in the South Hills right now, making some noise after their big win over Seneca Valley last week. Sitting at number 4, Upper St. Clair, who's on top of Baldwin, 28-0 at the half. And our Woodland Hills Wolverines sneak into the top 5 at number 5. Walter, fake give, He's going to dump it off to Zykir Moore's unable to bring it in. That was just you could see that developing, and I think Walter rushed that pass just a little bit. It was just out of the reach of Zykir Moore, and that's a shame because he had plenty of room to run.
He did, Eric, and that was just a little bit too much heat on that throw. He really would need to kind of feather it in there. He had him wide open.
Yeah, that could have been 6 if he's able to connect with Moore there. He may have been stopped just short, but certainly would have been a first down. Unfortunately, tough break there, but still 2nd down and 10 for Woodland Hills. Ball at the 18-yard line. Cam Walter in power pistol. Fakes the give, gets it out to Scoop. If he can make this man miss, he'll make something happen. A nice spin move, runs into his own man, has to backtrack, taken down at about 13 there. Depending on the spot, might be the 14, but looked like he ran into Pierce Cannon there, and that's a guy you do not want to run into. 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle.
Made something out of nothing, though, gain of about 5.
Boom, right there, right into Pierce Cannon, and Cannon just thinks, whoa, no, because it was a nice nifty little spin move there by Scoop.
As if to say, what did I just do there?
He was helping Penn-Trafford there, was Cannon. 3rd down and manageable as we are in 4-down territory unless Woodland Hills would try to get a field goal. Walter back to pass. Not many options. He's going to try and take it up the gut. He's got room to run, and Walter extending into the end zone for 6, and I don't see a flag on the field. Wow, what a play by Cam Walter. Impressive. He doesn't rush a throw. He doesn't do anything too risky, but he just tucks it, trusts his legs, and takes it into the end zone with a strong run for 6.
Yeah, watch this little move right here at the end, Eric. Little cut back to the right and into the end zone.
Yeah, that's something that we started to see last year for Woodland Hills against Pine Richland when they started to use the RPO a little bit more in the first Pine Richland game in the regular season. Pine Richland was shocked by it. You could tell they were unprepared, and it really worked to perfection for Woodland Hills as Walter can really fool you with his legs. So Woodland Hills will attempt the extra point to get this to a 2-point game. 8:01 remaining on the clock. Mraz, extra point is up, and that one's good. 28-26 right now is where we sit. And again, you hate to say it, but those couple, the bad snap on the one extra point and things coming back to hurt the Wolverines, and that 2-point play that looked like it was executed to perfection, but George Hill unable to bring it in, costing the Wolverines right now. But hey, you know what? 28-26 in a game you never thought would, at least I never thought would be in this position, given the body language of the Wolverines in the first half. Coming out as a different team here, really showing some heart, and no matter how this game ends up, you gotta love what they've shown going into the conference play next week.
And kudos to the coaching staff, as you mentioned, Eric. I'm sure there was a little bit of unspoken vocabulary that went on in the locker room, and apparently it lit a flame under these Wolverines, cutting the lead now to just 2. And they have completely outplayed, at this point, Penn-Trafford through the 4th quarter and the latter part of the 3rd quarter as well.
Again, and Cam Sadler, knowing the advantages that he has over this team and starting to take advantage of it more in the second half. You know, Penn-Trafford clearly has the advantage on the line. Well, Cam Sadler said, okay, well, I'll counter that, and I'll use my strength, I'll use my speed, and I'll use my quarterback's arm to show you what we can do. And boy, have they done it in the second half.
So true.
Jacob Mraz will see if they go for a low liner or a squib, or they're going to kick it deep, so they trust the special teams. Brought in by Penn-Trafford's Daleks Oxendine. He had a good return before, another pretty good return, up over the 30. Nothing major, but still not exactly what you want from this special teams unit.
I will take
but some
30.
progress.
Yes.
As Penn-Trafford will begin their drive up at around the 31-yard line.
They stayed in their lanes and were able to close in on the return.
This is a big moment here for the Woodland Hills defense. If you can get a turnover, oh boy, you never know what can happen. Down by 2, still in this game. 7:56 remaining. Louver in the pistol. Give to Whipple. He's got room over the right side. A nice, hits that hole well. A nice run by Whipple there for about 8.
Too much. Yes, too much on first down.
And you know that Penn-Trafford really isn't going to risk it right now. I think Ruane knows what his bread and butter is, keeping the ball on the ground. Andre Smith definitely got held there on the right side, no doubt about that, but still an 8-yard gain for the Warriors. 2nd and 2. You expect to see more of the ground game here as Penn-Trafford wants to run clock and get a couple more first downs. About 7 minutes left in this one. In the pistol is Louver. Give to Whipple again. Breaking off tackles of the Wolverines. Nice job. No gain there. Took some time to develop there, but Woodland Hills breaks into the backfield, gets a nice tackle. No gain, and a big 3rd down.
Well, they stop him here. It's really going to test John Ruane. Would he punt it away to the Wolverines? But first things first, got to hold that 3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2 for the Warriors. Ball at their own 40. Grabowski, you expect him to take this one up the gut. He's had success all night with it. And he does just that. And he breaks through a hole. 1st down, Penn-Trafford. More bad tackling by Woodland Hills up to the 45-yard line. And that was a gut punch.
That one hurt. Speaking of punches, I think you have to start tackling the ball at this point.
Just nobody on the 2nd level there for Woodland Hills except George Hill alone. And you got to think, well, why do you not have anybody else in the middle there? You know what's coming with Grabowski. The defensive line can only do so much, and they need some support behind them. And George Hill all by himself there, unable to make a play coming up. And Penn-Trafford gets a huge 1st down. Ball in Woodland Hills territory at the 46. Now at this point you need a turnover if you're Woodland Hills. Ball clock under 6 minutes. Give to Whipple. He's got plenty of running room. Looked like some more holding there by Penn-Trafford, but not going to matter. Another 1st down run. And at this point it looks like they're starting to wear down the Wolverines defense, and just a great comeback attempt by Woodland Hills, but it's looking like it's going to fall short as Penn-Trafford's just eating this clock up here.
Yeah, 16 Jesse Lisbon I think was had the grab on the Woodland Hills defender as he went down.
Yeah, the refs have pretty much let everybody play for the most
Yeah,
part.
they've done okay.
Hasn't been any major game-changing calls, so you like that they've at least been consistent.
Except for that spot.
Yes, exactly. Louver on the give to Whipple. He's got room again. A big hold there by Zakir Moore. They got it this time, and this is coming back. You can stop running Tasso Whipple. And, you know, that's one where you have to call again, you know, because Zakir Moore is at least going to slow him down, if not bring him down quickly, if not for that big hold there. Penn-Trafford fans unhappy, but that was pretty obvious and clear. If we're able to catch a replay of that, you'll see that there was no doubt on the hold there.
Well, Woodland Hills Football Network will provide you with this replay.
See there,
there's
on
the
the side.
hold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically tackled Zakir Moore there, did Paul Dara. But again, another missed tackle there, even though it was inconsequential. Nico Andrews unable to bring down Whipple. And, you know, part of it is not very effective tackling by Woodland Hills, but the other thing is these Warriors are so elusive with that. They're able to break so many tackles. They've done that well for such a long time. It's something you have to think that they're taught from a young age. You know, midget football in that Harrison City area is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they haven't, they haven't made the big cuts back, or just little twitches here and there, and they're able to spring loose.
1st and 20 now. This is a stop the Woodland Hills defense has to have. Grabowski takes the snap right up the gut. Again, breaks through a couple Wolverines, still able to get 4 or 5 yards, and it's just every time you see it, you think, why can't they just catch him in the backfield? Because they get that penetration initially, and they just can't bring him down. You're going to be hearing Grabowski's name a lot in the future for the Warriors. As a freshman, he is quite impressive.
As a Wolverine fan for many years, I detect the passion in your voice there, Eric. You see a hit in the backfield, but then a spin out and a positive play.
2nd down and 16 now for the Warriors. Clock approaching 4.5 minutes left. Time is running out for the Wolverines. Give to Whipple. He's unable to break through that one. Great penetration there by Zakir Moore and Andre Smith, bringing him down for no gain. And here we are again, a 3rd down and long where Woodland Hills has to have a stop. There's probably going to be a timeout here. Either an official's timeout or a timeout on the field by Penn-Trafford or Woodland Hills. It's going to be Woodland Hills who calls a timeout. And I like that timeout, because right now you're in a situation where you've been burned a few times already by the Warriors in 3rd and long situations, and you can't let it happen again if you want a chance, because you're at the part of the game here where if they're able to get another first down, they could milk the clock and end it, given the timeout situation for the Wolverines.
That is so true, and it's 3rd and about 15? Coming up here,
It's 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16. Oh, let's not have a backbreaker. And my feeling, if they stop this for no gain or get hit in the backfield, I don't know that John Ruane at this portion of the field would go for it on 4th down. Put Woodland Hills in a situation to win the game with a field goal after going maybe 40 yards tops.
Yeah, if they're able to get a good chunk of yardage, I could certainly see Ruane trying to go for it. But if they throw an incomplete pass here or something, you got to expect them to just pooch it and try and pin the Wolverines back. As we look forward to next week, we'll hit the road against the North Hills Indians at Martorelli Stadium. Be there as the Woodland Hills Football Network will have all the coverage on Friday, September 15th. But we're not done with this one yet here. A big 3rd down for the Wolverines defense. Louver in an empty set. He's going to look over the top in the slot. He's got Metcalf. What a grab, and that could end it, folks. Just a tough break there. Good coverage, but the Wolverines secondary didn't look like they turned around.
He's moving forward.
He was moving forward,
He's moving forward before that ball was snapped.
Yeah, not caught by the refs there as Harmon Metcalf, the receiver who made that nice grab, was indeed moving forward on the snap, and the refs don't catch it after he went in motion. You can see him just starting to move forward, which is completely illegal. Another missed call there, and unfortunately it hurts the Wolverines majorly. Ball at the 15-yard line, under 4 minutes left. Give to Whipple. He breaks through a hole up to the 10-yard line, maybe to the 9, depending on the spot.
And that's an easy call. That's an easy call.
Yeah, because he is the man in motion, so that's kind of where your eyes go as he's moving, and you can clearly see him moving forward before the snap, and just a tough one there. And the Penn-Trafford fans should feel very happy that they were able to avoid that call that would have put them back big time.
You can't take that little chip step forward. That puts the defense on their heels, and
this is an arena football.
Yeah, this is or Canadian.
Ball at the 9-yard line, 2nd down. Approaching 3 minutes left in this one. Wolverines need a turnover to have any chance here. Give to Whipple. He's being tracked down by several Wolverines, brought down at the 10. That should be a loss of 1. Actually, they're going to give him a yard there. Another favorable call for the Warriors there as they give him a yard or no gain, and he was actually brought down for a loss. Timeout on the field by the Wolverines. That's their final timeout. And as we look forward to next week, as we talk about conference play, another update from our buddies in the press box, 26-18, I believe was the score in the 3rd quarter. Penn Hills on top of Pine Richland. That one's probably going to come into play. You know it later on in the season as we approach playoff time, but still in September here. Plenty of football left to be played. As we spoke about before, Wolverines will leave the Wolverina for the first time this year and head to a familiar place in Martorelli Stadium in the North Hills to take on those Indians who, last time we checked, were up to a 17-0 lead on Gateway. Kind of reeling right now are the Gators as they have some injuries and haven't been able to really get things together, and they could be headed to 0-3. But all non-conference games, so Gateway always a tough team to play with, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go and healthy as we get later in the season. 2:55 remaining in this one.
Still steaming over that.
Yeah, that was
illegal procedure.
That was definitely a tough one there. Harmon Metcalf, especially because he was the receiver who caught the ball. He got that little jump as he was moving forward. And Warriors come out here with Grabowski, and you know what to expect. Would expect them to run right up the gut here with Grabowski. Wolverines defense just not loaded up in the box like you'd want them to be. A low snap, and that's going to affect things big time as Jean Rose and company takes down Grabowski, and that's the little break that Woodland Hills needed, as that's going to set him back for a big loss. They were, again, very kind to the Warriors to only give him a loss of a couple, but he was hit, I think, back at the 13. Looks like they're going to place the ball at the 11, possibly the 12. Regardless, Woodland Hills just has to have a stop. Can't worry about the ball placement here. It all has to be about the defense.
That's it.
Rouen's going to run the clock as far down as it can go and take a timeout here, and we're going to have the biggest play of the game. Coach Brian Tarrant hoping that his Wolverines can somehow find a way to pull through in this one.
Yeah, eschewing the field goal attempt, which would put them up 5, which would force the Wolverines to score.
Ball in the middle of the field. They could take a chance with Heller, but you got to expect them to go for this one. You know Rouen loves to roll the dice, and you already have a 2-point lead with where the ball is on the field. Remember in high school, the ball goes to the 20 after a missed field goal, so that would play into the Wolverines' hands if Heller were to miss it. I don't even think they're going to entertain a field goal here. I think it's all get the first down and end the game. As we jump back to that play that has us fuming, Jim, you can see Carmen Metcalf. There he is,
right
going
there.
forward at the snap.
Goodness.
It was fine until
gracious. How can you not see that happen? There's no bodies around them. You're not looking over or around anybody.
And a little bit of showboating there, too, by Metcalf. One of those things that the refs are supposed to really pay attention to now at the high school level is anything that draws attention to yourself. They all do little things like that, so you can't really be upset about that play by Metcalf after a nice catch, but it certainly looked like he was moving forward at the snap, but we have to forget about that, put it in the past, and
right here,
hope that Woodland Hills is able to stack up and get a stop on 4th down against Whipple. Don't jump offside and stay disciplined. They're going to pass. Dropped by Metcalf, and that's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Wolverines with 2 minutes to go, and we'll see if Cam Walter can take his Wolverines down the field and try and get a victory in this one. Well, they got a chance, Jim. 2:04 left in the game. A gutsy call there by Rouen, splitting out Metcalf as he's in single coverage out there, and they're almost able to connect the throw just a little too high. If it's a better throw, that's probably a 1st down. As Amir Brown with good coverage, but he didn't look back until just a little too late. And if that ball would have been placed better, he may have been able to wrestle that away from Brown and get the 1st down. But here we are, Woodland Hills ball at about the 12-yard line. Need to go 88 yards. Walter in an empty set. Play clock running down. They didn't get a reset of the play clock. They should, as that was a change of possession, excuse me. Should have been set to 25, and when the refs gave the ready for play signal, should have been started, but started a little early, so they will do that now. A fresh 25 on the play clock.
Let's get down even in Miraz's field goal range. Would be quite nice.
That's right. Whenever I think of high school, I think you got to score a touchdown, but you never know. Walter going to keep it. He's going to get tracked down quickly. He's going to try and get out of it. And he does a nice job of evading tacklers and evading the sack. He's going to get out of bounds. It looked like it was going to be a late push by the Warriors, but they do a nice job of holding up. And Walter also gets out of bounds. A nice heady play. 1:53 on the clock for about a gain of 9 there by Walter on the scramble.
Yeah, no negative comments about that one. It was all Cam Walter as he's able to go to his left, go to his right, cut back, and pick up a gain of 9 yards.
Ball at the 21 now. It's one of those things, especially in high school, that can really hurt defenses, that quarterback scramble. A lot of times you lose track of where he is. Walter, sidecar to his left. He's going to get it out there quick. Nice catch there. I think that was Nico Andrews slipping through a tackle. Brought down at about the 26-yard line. Wolverines now in the hurry up.
I think Walter has the adrenaline going here. He really hummed that one right in on the numbers.
1:40 remaining in this one. Walter gets the snap, rolls out to his left. Just a low throw there to Scoop. On the run, a tough throw by Cam Walter to make there, but it stops the clock, gives the Wolverines a chance to breathe. 2nd down and 10 at the 21. The 26, excuse me.
I think give Cam a little bit of protection here and send Scoop a couple of moves. Pretty sure he can get beyond this PT defense. They're very tired. They've been out there a long time. Some of them going both ways, of course.
exactly right, Jim. As we talked about, guys like Grabowski, Whipple, Metcalf, all going both ways. And you slip somebody up the seam here, you never know what can happen. Walter gets the shotgun snap. Back to pass. He decides to tuck it and run. And he's going to get out of bounds. A nice gain there, up to about the 39-yard line. They'll only give him the 38. They like to give the Warriors 3 or 4 extra yards when they run out of bounds, but the Wolverines don't get that advantage. But the ball will be at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. A nice decision by Walter. He has the time, and he knew he could get out of bounds. Ball at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10, Woodland Hills. 1:30 remaining on the clock. Another classic brewing at the Wolverina. Walter in the shotgun. He's going to look to Nico Andrews, unable to pull that in. It would have been a tough grab for Andrews to make along the sideline, but Walter did a good job of putting it where only his man could catch it, so no chance at an interception there. 2nd down and 10 at the 38.
Yeah, very smart. It's going to have to be a great catch and get a foot down, but no harm, no foul on that one as we have a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Approaching midfield with 1:24 in the ball game.
We'd love to see the Wolverines go over the middle of the field here. Take advantage of that. Get the ball, the receivers in space in the middle. To the sideline. Nice pass by Walter there. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty on the Wolverines unless they don't throw it, which we would be very lucky.
Well, he was on the ground, though, Eric.
Was he? It looked like he wasn't, but nice hurdle there by Woodland Hills, and I kind of held my breath there because from my vantage point, it looked like the Penn-Trafford defender was not on the ground at all. Yeah, Wolverines catch a break there. That was an illegal hurdle by Corday Weems. Luckily, no call. So Woodland Hills, a nice break there. So can't complain about the refs because they missed that one. All the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Bad snap there. And Penn-Trafford jumps on it.
No.
I don't know what happened. I didn't even see that they gave the ready for play signal. I don't know really what happened there. So that's going to be game over. Woodland Hills loses in tough fashion here, 28-26. I don't know what really happened. It was under center, and I don't know what the play was. I think they were going to try and spike it maybe. But falls out of the Wolverines' hands. And
oh, goodness.
Tough way to lose.
Walter kind of pulled away a little too quickly there.
Just a very, very difficult way to lose here tonight for the Wolverines. And after they had the Warriors on their heels.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Unfortunately, they're going to fall tonight, 28-26 to the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Penn-Trafford were, really, really, you could tell the fans were very worried, the players were very worried, everybody was nervous here at the end, and they catch a major break there to Penn-Trafford as they will kneel this ball and end it. But you see on that, I don't think anybody knew what was happening. It was just a very bizarre play there as Dom Wilson tried to jump on it there for Woodland Hills, but it just kind of gets away from him. Penn-Trafford jumps on it, and the game will end here tonight, 28-26. Penn-Trafford victorious here at the Wolverina. Came all the way down to the end. Woodland Hills looking on the 1st and 10 at the 35 of Penn-Trafford. Penn-Trafford gets one of the luckiest breaks you'll ever see, and they walk away with this victory.
Referee gives the big 1st down.
Yeah, that was a little bit too emphatic. Yeah, you could kind of tell that he was excited to make that call.
You're not supposed
for his Warriors.
To do that. You're absolutely not supposed to.
Yeah, just
put
like
the focal point on yourself.
Right. Just like in basketball, you're not supposed to make those emphatic charge calls.
No, you're not.
And they do that. They do that here tonight. And Penn-Trafford and John Ruane get out very lucky tonight to get this victory on the bad, bizarre snap there by Woodland Hills. And just a tough break for Woody High as they fought so hard in the second half and outscored the Penn-Trafford Warriors 26-7. Really outplayed them for the most part in the second half. And tough break there. And they will fall tonight 28-26. As the Warriors take the final kneel, clock will run out. 28-26, your final here tonight. The bad snap, miscommunication there. I think the attempt was to spike the ball. by Walter, but he's unable to get the handle there. And like I said, it didn't even look like anybody was set. It was a very bizarre situation that I think the referees also had a hand in kind of misplaying that, as I never even saw them give the ready for play signal. If we have a replay of that, I would like to see it, because I wonder if Walter was able to get a spike off. If it was low to the ground and he did get the ball and spike it, it should have been called a spike.
No, it just fell out of his hands.
It looks like it fell. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it did just fall out of his hands, unfortunately. Oh, wait, he picks it back up. Let's see what happens here.
He attempts to pick it back up.
Watch the replay. Well, he may have gotten it. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, it's pretty darn close. It's hard to tell from that vantage point, but it looks like Walter does pick it back up. Now, the question is, does he get that spike off when he picks it back up? You could look at that in a number of ways.
Well, if he picks it back up, he's still a ball carrier.
Yes, he is, but if he's able to spike it, then that's it. And it looks like he does. If you watch the replay very closely, he does actually. Yes, that's a great call upstairs by our crew. In my opinion, he gets that ball and spikes it, but the referees have a different idea of what happened there, and they give the ball to Penn-Trafford. As we could see, they were very eager to make that call that it was back in the Penn-Trafford Warriors' hands. And the Wolverines fall 28-26.
I guess the only thing comes into question is how far back can you go and still spike the ball?
I don't think that matters. I think as long as you spike it, you're good.
Well, you can't go back 5 yards and spike the ball.
Well, he wasn't back 5 yards, so that's pretty obvious there.
No, but he was.
He was a half yard back, and
the referee was definitely
picked the ball
discussing
up and spiked it. Well, I don't think there was much of a discussion. They knew what they wanted, and they made the call, and that's game over. 28-26. Woodland Hills falls, and they had Penn-Trafford right where they wanted them, and just a bad, unfortunate play for the Wolverines as they fall short. But again, non-conference game. They can lick their wounds and come back strong against North Hills next week, as they fought very hard and battled all the way to the end, and that's what you like to see.
That's it.
They didn't hang it up after they were down 21-0 at the half. They fought back very well, and for all intents and purposes, they were very close to winning this game, if not for a little bit of a miscommunication and a bad snap there. You can't even really say bad snap. It was. If you watch the replay too, you can see the defensive lineman. He may have been in the neutral zone early. That's another thing that could have been missed. I don't see how he was able to get where he was so fast to disrupt that snap. That's the thing. It looked like he maybe took a swipe at the ball too or something to get Dom Wilson to not get a clean snap to Cam Walter. That's another thing there. You see him. He's through so fast. I don't know how he could have been through that fast. His helmet was already in the neutral zone there. Where he's lined up is my issue. But again, it looks like Cam Walter was able to get that ball up and give a quick little spike there, and that's all he needed to do. But unfortunately, the refs did not want that to be the way it would be, and Wolverines fall short. Just a tough pill to swallow for Woodland Hills. But again, 28-26 your final. Woodland Hills falls to Penn-Trafford. Penn-Trafford gets out alive, as they were very, very nervous toward the end there, as Woodland Hills had all the momentum. Looked like they were going to be able to go in and score there, but unfortunately it's not able to work out that way.
Yeah, very tough loss by 2, and also take into consideration they were getting into field goal range. Raz has a strong leg, and they definitely had the Warriors thinking about a lot of things. And they get the break they needed at the end of the ball game and secure the win by 2 points.
That's something you rarely ever see at any level of football, something like that. And, for it to go that way, it's, again, as we talked about before, you hate to go back to it, but it's this curse of Penn-Trafford. They always have something against Woodland Hills, and right at the end, they even get the little advantage there on the bizarre play there. And again, we can look back at that replay many times and see if Cam Walter was able to get off just a tiny little spike, but it doesn't matter because that's not the way the refs saw it and not the way the refs called it. Unfortunately, Woodland Hills falls 28-26, but there are so many positive things you can take from this game, Jim, as Woodland Hills was able to fight all the way back from 21 down to get close and within striking distance of this game. Again, as we take a look at that replay, Cam Walter picks up the ball, and it looks like he gets a clean spike off, in my opinion. Now, obviously I'm biased, but it looks like he's able to just get enough and toss the ball back down, which is all he needs to do. And the refs were a little confused, and they went with the more favorable call to John Ruane and the Warriors and gave them the fumble, and they were able to pick it up. And That's it. So this one's going to sting for a while for Woodland Hills. But again, as I said, so many positive things you could take from this game if you're Woodland Hills, in that they were down 21-0 and they were able to fight all the way back and on that, what it looked like it could have been a game-winning drive, put so many pieces together. Cam Walter did such a fantastic job of keeping his troops in line and getting them down the field. Just one play that kind of burns the Wolverines there. But again, you can look to the first half as well and say there were so many things Woodland Hills could have done better there to not let this happen in the second half and not put them in that position. You know, and again, you can look to the bad snap, the missed 2-point conversion there. There are a lot of things you can look to, and you can't just blame one play in particular. Obviously, that one right at the end is what's going to stick in your mind the longest. But
oh, yes.
What really stuck out to me tonight, again, is you can't stress it enough. Woodland Hills just has to put the ball in Scoop Smith's hands in space because his speed and his agility is unmatched in the Whitfield, and they have to take advantage of that as they move forward here into conference play.
There's no question about that. He's the man out there with Cam Walter. Those two are the duo that you need to have in and going full throttle the entire game.
And not even just Scoop Smith, but so many compliments out there to Smith in terms of Corday Weems, Nico Andrews, Amir Brown. We hope that Brandon Jones can be healthy. We saw him go down with an injury and didn't see too much of him for the rest of the game, if at all. So we hope that he's able to come back. Elijah Nesby, another weapon for the Wolverines on offense. So many weapons, so many ways to spread the ball around, and I think that's what you saw tonight in the second half from Woodland Hills. And for all intents and purposes, they dominated on the offensive side of the ball, did Woodland Hills, and Penn-Trafford didn't know what hit them in the second half. And
they didn't.
If they're able to do that effectively moving forward against teams like North Hills and Shaler and Highlands, I think Woodland Hills will have a lot of success as they march on in this season. But tonight, suffering a tough defeat, 28-26, just a tough way to end the game. But again, so many plays you can look back to, and you hope that Wolverines can grow from this. You love what you saw in the second half, all the heart that they showed fighting back. You thought that they were just going to hang it up down 21-0, but they sure didn't, and they really gave all their effort towards the end, and just a tough play at the end there, and you hope that they can look past it and move strong as they go along there. And you see Brandon Jones hobbling on the field there, and that's not a good sign. We know he's fought lots of injuries in his career here at Woodland Hills, player since his freshman year on varsity, and such a big part of this team. We hope that he can stay healthy, so best wishes to Brandon Jones, such a key contributor to the squad, as we take a look back at some highlights here tonight for the Wolverines. And again, tough break for Woodland Hills, and as we move forward into conference play, I think something to keep an eye on is, again, how these other teams are doing across the board. And one of those big ones tonight, Penn Hills and Pine Richland, the last score that we got had Pine Richland behind Penn Hills by, I believe, 8 points in the third quarter. So that game's going to come up big later in the season. Woodland Hills obviously has Pine Richland and Penn Hills at the end of the season, but they can't look too far ahead because there are a number of games before that are going to be very important in terms of playoffs.
Two completely different halves in the first and second half. The Warriors dominated the first, the Wolverines the second, and it came down just to a scramble for a loose ball on what would have been and maybe should have been a spiked ball by Cam Walter. Nonetheless, we go into North Hills next week, first conference game, and if they use this second half as a motivational tool to get them to Martorelli Stadium next week, they'll be in good stead on that one because they played a heck of a second half. They really did.
They sure did, and I loved what I saw from the offense and offensive coordinator Cam Sadler, really spreading the ball out, getting it into the hands of his weapons, letting Cam Walter do his thing. And like I said, that was a tough break at the end of the game there, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it for a while as I watch that replay over and over again. But you can't fully blame the refs. It's a bang-bang type of play. And again, they made the call that they thought they needed to make there in terms of giving the ball to Penn-Trafford. Though usually on plays like that, you see a quick whistle because they don't know what happened and they end the play fast. But apparently they thought that it was a bad snap, muff snap, and a fumble. Looked like Cam Walter was able to get the spike off, but they don't feel that was the case. And Woodland Hills falls 28-26. And again, as we look forward to next week, we will have all the coverage for you at Martorelli Stadium in North Hills as Woodland Hills opens up conference play. That'll be a tough game. North Hills, last time we checked, was on top of Gateway by 3 scores. So you never know what to expect from the North Hills Indians, and that's always a tough place to play is Martorelli Stadium. And the Woodland Hills Football Network will have all the coverage for you, led by our director and executive producer, Larry George. Camera operators, Joe Slick, Jason Ricky, Cam Akins, all did a fantastic job on camera tonight. Did a great job following every play tonight and fought through some rain early on, too. And always tough to deal with the elements. Our replay operator, Jeff Dotson, doing a great job upstairs on this highlight reel as we're watching right now, taking advantage of that cool feature. And I'm always glad to have you, Jim, on the call. And, this is tough to let go of tonight, after it played.
It is.
It was a roller coaster of emotions as you thought the Wolverines were out of it. And I in particular, I wasn't giving them much of a chance after falling down 21-0 with the way the first half played out. But they really fought back and showed the type of team that they are, so much grit and heart in that second half. And they really deserved to win this game with the way they played in the second half. But the most important thing is that they showed how much fight they had, and they showed their ability offensively to be so explosive. And moving forward, if they're able to use that to their advantage, they're going to give teams headaches all season long, especially with Cam Walter with those legs, as we watch on that highlight there, with what he's able to do when he scrambles.
And I think the coaching staff deserves a lot of credit because they had some guys who clearly were outclassed in the first half, and they were able to let them absorb that and then talk them into a great second half. And that's exactly what the Wolverines did, culminating in a 28-26 loss to the Penn-Trafford Warriors.
And a nice tribute there to Mason Martin, the Carnes City player, who's slowly recovering, and we hope for the best. All the prayers to Mr. Mason Martin. As we wrap up here tonight, Woodland Hills, tough defeat to Penn-Trafford, 28-26, but we will see you next week at Martirelli Stadium as the Wolverines open up conference play against the North Hills Indians. Again, I'm Eric Shuley, along with Jim Shuley on the call for you tonight from the Woodland Hills Football Network. Thank you so much for joining us.